Cool. How do you know they weren't just shooting in the air? It's like, because Macabre tanks has a 600 1,000 round per minute, or they have the 50 caliber, which is 450 to 600 rounds per minute. And shooting that at a crowd, you're going to get hundreds of dead bodies, and within seconds.
That's
right. But no one's ever.
Correct.
But the problem with that is that no one's ever even claimed that. The highest quote unquote massacre that they can't prove, but they say in articles like Al Jazeera, I think was 90. So you're saying that's correct.
If you're shooting,
they've never even made that claim.
If you're shooting, I'm not going to say this as an insult to you, Nick, because I respect your service to our country. I'm asking you this in a professional way. Yeah, have you been in a firefight in combat on the ground?
No.
You were in the Navy.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, no, I've shot those guns before, but I've never been in Afghanistan.
Ooh, my husband.
Okay, well, I have not. I have not only been.
You can ask me anything. You're not going to offend me, and it's okay.
I wasn't asking you it as an insult.
No, it's fine. You're okay.
What I'm saying is that in urban areas, especially like that of southern Rafah, where I think we can all agree there is a lot of rubble, there is a lot of undulating terrain, there are many intervisibility lines to where if you're shooting into a crowd or over the heads of a crowd at one point, you may very well be shooting into the crowd in the next berm or IV line over. This happens all the time in ground combat.
I agree with that. I'm wondering how you particularly saw that, because you felt, the reason I'm asking is because you said there was no threat, so you took off after the first one or two distributions, you took off protective gear, the vest, because you saw there'd be no threat. So in my mind, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, in my mind, you had something, whether it be a hill, terrain, something that blocked your line of sight to the bullet, because if you have a line of sight to said bullets being fired, then you could easily be in danger of said bullets. But you said you didn't feel in danger. So in my mind, I think maybe there's terrain, there's something that's blocking that. So if that's true, I can imagine you would hear the bullets, but how do you know what happened if you can't see it?
I could and did see it, how distribution would often, the flow of distribution, if you will, at a site. I typically would be at the entrance point because I was tasked by UG Solutions to do photos and videos when I was at the sites. So I would often get onto location. We'd establish the food being on the site. I would typically position myself at the entrance as the Palestinians were released from their secure line and then coming into the sites. And I would witness the firing of machine guns because you can, at night or in the early dawn hours, you can see the tracer rounds. You can hear it. You can see it being fired at the crowds. Once the crowd would come onto the site, I would move back towards the main distribution area, which was behind the berms. Firing and machine gun fire, small arms fire, still ongoing outside of the sites, away from our location. Once we started distribution, when we had people on site, there were instances where we had children or mothers with their children, myself and one of the other contractors who was there to work work with the group of the vulnerable population, women and children and the disabled. I would work with them. And so in engaging with them, often sitting or kneeling or talking with them, I would take off my body armor and my gun belt and set it in the armored tower, ground level tower. It was near me. So
yeah, I wasn't. I get what
posing
you're saying.
A threat to them.
No, I got it. My question. Well, one, were you raised Jewish? Because I'm baptized. I was baptized Catholic, and this idea. I'm not Jewish, but if I was raised Catholic and not particularly raised Jewish, the thought of wearing a Star of David as a Catholic just, I don't know, it's blowing my mind. I don't know if it's worth having the argument. Honestly,
what I wanted to ask Anthony is why were you wearing a Star of David if you were raised Catholic?
I wear a crucifix on my neck with my Star of David on my neck. So if you're going to have an argument and criticize me as to my
I'm
beliefs.
not criticizing you. I'm just asking you a question. Don't feel attacked.
Yeah,
I'm just
it's
asking
really
a question.
not worth the argument. No one's criticizing you. It's literally just a
I was just
curiosity.
curious.
So I assume
Can I ask a
you.
quick-
Stop.
Can I ask a quick question?
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question, Nick? Just really fast. You said you were there for video and pictures. Did you happen to video and picture all of this stuff you're talking about?
Yes.
So you have on video massacres of thousands of people? Because I watched one of your interviews where you said thousands of people have died, which is weird because even Hamas or the Gaza Ministry of Health hasn't even said that. In the time period you were in there, I think the highest I've seen is about 800 is what's claimed. Of course, no proof, but what's claimed. But you said thousands.
He retracted that on Matt Tardio's interview on X
okay.
and
I didn't
YouTube,
see that,
where
so
he said, "I didn't actually witness it." I mean, if he changes his story now, then I mean, it is what it is. But his original claim was he didn't actually witness anything.
Well, you must have witnessed it because you just said you have it on video, people being massacred.
Ooh, and picture
I
of this
witnessed.
Jewish family in Gaza.
I witnessed people being
pictures with that
shot,
family?
Let him finish.
people dying.
Did you witness these massacres you're talking about from the Merkava tanks or the machine gun towers?
Palestinians dying, being shot by machine gun fire.
I'm
yes.
asking. So you did see massacres of dozens or more people, hundreds, whatever.
I mean, hundreds and thousands at one time? No, I never said that.
No,
but
not
over
at one
the course
time,
of day
overall.
after day after day, yes. Yes.
That's- You recanted that.
One sec. So for 5 weeks, every single day,
I
you
did
saw
not recant that.
No, it's fine. Okay, so for 5 weeks, because you were from May 18th to June 26th, so about 5 weeks or so. So 5 weeks or so, every single day you witnessed massacres to the points of dozens to hundreds of people at a time to add up to thousands of people. Is that what I'm getting from you?
The cumulative over time, yes.
Okay, so every single day, if this was against your values as a person, can you tell me why you didn't quit on May 19th or May 20th or May 21st or 22nd or 23rd?
I strongly desired and wanted to quit the very second day of distribution, and I made that clear to the leadership.
So why were you asking for your
And
job back?
I did not ask for my job back.
Okay, you admitted to those text messages on I forget which interview, but I saw you said those are my text messages.
In
I
the
sent
Breaking Points interview,
yes,
the interviewer asked me specifically that they had displayed one specific message.
it was more than
Not
one.
the totality of them. But that's not what they had up on the screen. What they had up on the screen and what they asked me was specifically about the text message, the signal
Yeah,
chat
also asked him.
message between me and not my employer, not my boss, another fellow contractor that assaulted me. That I had said to the company and to him, we can have a discussion about this and we can discuss this as adults.
The claim is that you were the assaulting party.
What?
No,
Then why didn't they press charges against me if I was the assaulting party?
I think Matt
that has never been said that I was the assaulting party.
In the conversation with Matt, one of the things that he brought up that I think is important is that when they fired you or terminated you, and then they put you in the hotel, and then there was no way to go home because Iran was sending the missile barrage. He literally said one of the reasons that maybe GHF continued, your stay so that you were safe until it was safe to get out when Iran stopped, was because that investigation was going on at the same time. And you agreed with that.
You and others have continued to say this in the hotel thing. Every single contractor, all of us.
No, this was after you were terminated. When you were terminated, you were forced. No, when you were terminated.
No, I wasn't forced to do anything.
You were forced to stay because of Iran's missile launch.
Under what? Okay, well then, if I was forced to stay, then how did I tell me this? How did I leave Israel?
The GHF paid for your ticket and for your hotel stay.
I didn't say how was it paid for. I asked you, how did I leave Israel?
Yes, the GHF paid for an airline ticket once it was safe.
How did I leave? How did I physically leave the country?
I'm pretty sure me saying an airline ticket tells you the how, the GHF
bingo.
paid for your airline ticket.
I did not leave Israel on an airline ticket. I did not fly out of Ben Gurion Airport. I crossed the Jordanian border, of which I could have crossed at any time because they were always open. So, if I was stuck, why didn't I leave earlier?
Because of the Iranian missile launch, dude. Like, this is like well-known
wouldn't I have wanted to leave earlier?
You couldn't because of the airspace was closed. Because
I just told you I left Israel through the Hussein crossing of the Jordanian border. I could have left any day.
The Jordanian airspace also was closed because of the Iranian missile launch. Yeah. All of that airspace.
No, it was not.
Yes, it was.
Amman Airport was not closed. It was not.
It was because Jordan was actually assisting Israel.
In the very first days, 14th, 15th, and 16th, it was. In the days subsequent to that, the Amman airport was not closed.
What day are we talking about here, just so I know?
I did not leave until the 26th of June.
When were you terminated? Or when was your last day?
I resigned on the 13th. My last day in my resignation letter was that I would work through the 14th so that I wasn't dropping my responsibilities on other people without having a good handover.
Wait, so were you
But the date of termination is different than the...
Until that time period? Because you said you spent 46 days inside Gaza.
In and out.
You said in Gaza.
Every contractor there went in and out.
How many
None of us lived in Gaza.
How many days consecutively were you inside Gaza?
GHF sworn testimony shows.
What does GHF sworn testimony show?
Wait. How many days consecutively were you inside Gaza?
Well, let's see. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 22.
You just said 12.
I was counting on my fingers.
Why do you need to count on your fingers?
Who cares?
What the fuck?
You didn't live in Gaza though, so every day you left Gaza or every night or whatever.
Nobody.
No, I understand. I'm just asking. It's not. I'm not trying to.
Every single day, in and out. I'd go, and sometimes it was at night. Sometimes we had the night shift. Sometimes we had the day shift. Sometimes I was there for a midnight distribution. Would go back to the operations center in Kerem Shalom and go back in the next morning at 6 a.m. for a morning distribution.
I got you.
I was in and out of Gaza every day.
So you resigned on the 13th. You made your way to Judea and Samaria, West Bank, and then you left into Jordan. Oh, go ahead.
Stayed in Israel because of the war.
Okay, so on the 26th, you went to Judea and Samaria so you can cross into Jordan.
On the 14th was my final and last day. I submitted my resignation on the 13th.
Right.
And in my resignation letter, I clearly state that I will work through the 14th to hand over to the person that would be taking my position, whoever they identified. And they did identify somebody that I did a handover with on the 14th.
Right.
So the war,
all of us.
So when did you head to?
The war was June 13th to June 25th.
It started on the 13th.
1 second.
Night of, evening of.
Yes, and ended on the 25th. So, okay.
Guys, Nick was in the middle of something.
No. Go ahead. I'm gonna try to find this. So I can figure out which text messages. Go ahead, Tango. That's fine.
No, it's just that the sworn statements by GHF workers have different dates as him, and they do say that Aguilar was terminated. And actually,
who says that?
Aguilar, GHF themselves on their press release. Roy Chapin, whatever his name is, Chapin.
Chapin Faye, the paid spokesman for GHF, who never spent a day in Gaza or Israel before that date. That's your source.
I mean,
he said a press release.
Being a spokesperson doesn't mean that he has to be there. The spokesperson is a representative.
So you believe a paid spokesman, but you don't believe me?
Yes, you're not credible.
You have ties to
that's your.
Care.
Okay, so real quick,
I found the video.
I found the video. I'm gonna turn my screen on. So here's the breaking point interview. He said it only showed the text messages of the gloves were off. Here is the breaking point interview right here on the screen. Anthony Aguilar, you know Mo, I can't read that because it's being blocked. This doesn't have to be okay, it doesn't matter. This doesn't have to be this way. I can be your best friend or your worst nightmare. Stop effing around. Put me back to work. So you lied to me. You said this was not on the screen of the Breaking Points interview. This is the Breaking Points interview. This is on the screen, Anthony.
How many live TV interviews have you done, Nick?
About 3 dozen, maybe.
Okay. In the Breaking Points studio, in the live interview that I was on, that screen that you are all seeing as the viewer is not the same screen that I'm seeing in the studio of looking at the screen.
I've done
it's
live
not bullshit.
interviews. Dude, I've done live interviews with news stations, whatever. I've never done one with
TV
Breaking
screens
Point.
on the side.
You're looking at the screen.
Yeah.
Look,
in the conversation, in the studio, the monitor they were showing.
In studio, you can see yourself on monitor. It's beside the camera. I've done news interviews for my field, and I've been inside of news studios for like Telemundo and NBC and all that, and you can see yourself on monitor. It's just to the side of the studio.
Of it when I was
okay, listen to what Anthony says. He even says right here, listen.
Tuesday.
This is, I skipped forward. Listen to what Anthony says.
First of all, sir, do you accept that those are real messages?
Those are real messages, and I wrote them.
You're even saying messages. They show it on the screen. They looking at the screen, and then he looks over to you. What was the guy looking at when he wasn't looking at you when he asked you?
Are you talking about the message that says from me to Mo Khattab about the gloves are off?
There's 2 messages on the screen that they show that they asked you, are these real messages? They do show also the gloves are off text message. He also
the gloves are off message is the one that I could see that was referenced to.
They're showing
Can you replay it? He just said that they're from me. Can you replay that clip?
Yes.
Sir, do you accept that those are real messages?
Those are real messages, and I wrote them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what do you mean? They show it on the screen.
The message between me and Mo Khattab. I wrote that message between Mo Khattab and I.
This is Mo Khattab you're speaking to, and you say right here, stop effing around and put me back to work. I asked you about 10 minutes ago, why did you ask to go back to work? And you said, I never said
why
that.
Why if you are a man of detail, why are you cutting out all the other context?
What other content? Okay, look, Anthony. I
resigned.
One second.
It's hard to have a discussion when everybody jumps in. And I have been on this panel for hours now. And every time I'm asked a question, you step over me.
Okay, I'm going to ask nobody else to jump in. I have one question because I asked you about 10 minutes ago. I said, why did you ask to go back to work? Because you said you wanted to quit on day 2. I said, why did you ask to go back to work? And you responded back to me. You said, I never wanted to go back to work. And I said, what are you talking about? On the Breaking Points interview, you literally admitted to the messages. And then you told me, no, there was only one message on the screen, correct? And I was like, maybe I forgot. So I went to go look it up again because it's been months since I've seen the interview. And sure enough, you clearly lied. I just showed it right now for everyone. There were more than one message.
That screen that you just took a screenshot of is what you saw from the interview. On the monitor in the studio, I could see the Mo Khattab message. That Mo Khattab message did come from me.
But he asked you, are those messages real? And he's looking at the screen. I'll show you.
And the gloves are off. So first of all, sir, do you accept?
See, he was looking at.
What do you see that he's looking at?
So first.
What is he looking at right here when they played it for everyone? And then he's
looking at the monitor, looking at him in the live interview.
Right, so you're saying he also couldn't see the messages.
The monitor that he's looking at in that interview in the direction he's pointing is behind me.
Switch is there again.
No, he's not. Look. See,
okay.
Wait. Stop. Listen to what Anthony just said. He said he's pointing at the monitor because it's behind him. No, look.
Well, sir, do you accept that
he's pointing at you?
Yes.
He's pointing at you, but they were looking this way. And what?
Where's the monitor? Where's the monitor? Where's the monitor?
On Tuesday.
This is what they were looking at and reading. It
Where
even reads
is
it.
that monitor in the studio?
Oh my gosh, dude! Your argument right now is
We
that
agreed
they
that you
just
wrote that
showed that part. So they're so you're saying breaking points. They tricked you by showing multiple messages.
No,
to the
they
viewer.
didn't trick me.
So why did they show the other message? Asking to go back to work. This message right here. Why are
Again-
they showing this? Look, breaking points. Why are they showing this
So-
on the screen?
Because that's the context of the rest of the conversation, which you have not
So you
bothered
did
to
send this
listen to.
message. So you did send this message.
That top one, yes.
Okay, so you asked to go back to work. That's the point I'm making.
It says it in the top one.
Wait, hold on. Right
You
here.
okay?
Put me back to work. You said earlier to me you never said that, and now you just admitted to me you sent this message.
No, Nick.
What? You just said right now I sent it. I said you sent this, and you said yes, and it says right here. Stop.
Are you? Did you? Why aren't you playing for the audience the rest of the interview to the context of that statement?
They only showed this one, and the gloves is off. They don't show.
There's a
anything else.
whole nother, but there's the rest of that interview,
Does
Nick.
it really matter?
Anthony.
Yes,
the
it
reason
matters.
doesn't- No, I'll tell you why I'm asking. Because even if there's context, you said to me 10 minutes ago, you never asked to go back to work. So unless the context is that the
I
message
never
before-
no. You said if I asked for my job back.
First off, I didn't. I said go back to work. But second off, it doesn't matter. It says stop effing around. Put me back to work. Why would you want to? Back to the original question. Now that we have the context, the original question is why would you want to work? One sec.
Right.
Why would you want to work with an organization that you said on a daily basis was massacring hundreds of people? Why would you want to work for that?
I didn't say the UGS was massacring hundreds of people. The IDF were.
I have some evidence that totally contradicts
You
everything
told me
he's
that the
saying. I really
UG
would like
weapons
Nick to
tower
use
was
this.
firing their machine guns.
Nick, can
They
you use
did
this?
at times fire their machine guns.
So they were killing people. Right?
You just said that there's no way of knowing.
Oh my god.
Oh, so you agree with me? There is no way of knowing. So now we're back to what I
We're
said.
back to
Oh my
the other
gosh.
thing. Just
On top of the berm.
Wait, please, Tango, please. Let me. He's really trapped in this right now. I really want to hear his answer.
he
to get
is,
out.
I'm
but the
not
lies
trapped in
just-
anything. You all speak over everybody and do not give anyone the opportunity to
I'm
speak.
asking it. Now you're telling me I was right and you can't see it. So you said
I'm
earlier
not
that-
telling you you were right.
You just said you can't see it. So do you agree with me? Or if you don't, then answer the question. You said
That's
that
what
they-
you said, Nick. So what I would ask
you
you,
agree with me?
if you are now pretending that I could see it, then I did see the IDF kill people.
I'm
if I
going
didn't,
off of
well,
what
then I guess I
you-
didn't.
I'm
Yeah.
going off of what you told me. The reason I asked you the questions before formulating my argument.
So
is
if
I
we
have
are going,
information.
if you are now taking us down this logical argument of what I said to be true, then stop saying what I said isn't true when it's convenient to
never
you.
said I
Allow me
asked-
to finish the context of the conversation in assuming that what I said is true.
Okay, perfect. I never said it wasn't.
Okay.
I asked questions so that way I
You
have
just did.
I will tell you what I did. I asked questions for about 20 minutes, so that way I write it down. I have all the information you told me. So when I do formulate my argument, I am going with your questions. It doesn't imply that you're lying or wrong. It's so I get information.
What scares
You said to me?
What concerns
you
me
said-
about this conversation, Nick, we'll go into all of it. And like I said before, I don't follow any of these platforms. I could care less what any of you,
great
of you,
Same here,
think
bud.
of me.
That has nothing to do with.
However, well, you're the one that has this platform and came to talk to me. I didn't come to talk to you. Number
I have
one,
no idea.
You
what
literally requested, and your first question
Yes,
was.
I have no idea
why
what you
were
mean. You're
Jews
the one that
I
brought it up.
requested to come on and speak under the premise of how does this end? Not
I'd be more than
one
glad to
bit
Well,
of
then we
that
found out
question.
who you were because you lied, so it's okay.
Oh, so now you
more-
found out who I was. Okay.
Oh man.
And
okay,
none of
we're
it's
shifting
true.
away. We're shifting away.
Guys,
I'll take a breath.
I came onto the platform to ask all of these educated, knowledgeable people,
this from
how
G-Chat?
does this conflict end?
I'd be
Because
more
it
than
seems
glad-
to me that a lot of people have the opinion of it ends when every Palestinian is dead, or it ends, can I finish speaking? Or it ends when Israel doesn't exist anymore. It ends when all the Palestinians are dead. It ends when there's a war. So I'm asking, how does it happen? Because the majority of you on this platform, Nick, you're excluded, and I'm sure there's some others, have never served in a war, and you never will. So when this thing kicks off into a larger scale war, and Americans and our sons and daughters and others go to die, what will you do? What will you be doing, Tango ID? Not serving? So what I'm asking is, where does this end? All of you smart, informative people, where does it end? What's the answer?
I don't think you listened.
So wait, my answer to you.
But can we read this again before he pivots, obviously, to another point?
I
haven't pivoted from the point that I brought up from the beginning.
I will let you read that
Nick,
in 1 second.
you're an educated person.
So wait, hold on.
How does this end?
Listen, I gave you my answer when you first came up. I said, in my eyes, the Palestinian people have not shown me that they actually want anything. They anything but the state. I said they haven't shown me that they wanted their own sovereignty.
Okay.
I haven't seen them put pen to paper. That's when we went into, can you please tell me
When I
anytime
went the whole
that
thing.
they have tried proposing something? They just
That's like me asking,
ends.
how does
Hold
this
on,
end?
hold on.
And you say the curtains
To
are
me,
blue.
to me,
How
it either
does this end?
So but here I'm trying to tell you. So in my eyes, because again, this is just my perspective. In my eyes, it ends when they finally come to the decision that they want their own state and will decide to live peacefully side by side with Israel.
Okay.
Or if, and this is the hard part that I don't want to see happen, but I fear might, that if they don't get their shit together, if they continue to do acts of terrorism, at some point, Israel will have no other choice but to remove them. And that doesn't mean unalive them all. I've never heard a pro-Israel person advocate for that. I think that just means they might have to be taken into areas like Jordan, Libya, Somalia, whatever countries will be willing to take them. Because in my eyes, if they're not able to stop trying to unalive or use force to take over all of Israel, which is what they tell us that they want, there's no other answer. No country would tolerate, I'm sure you as a service member, if we had people on our borders trying to attack America and trying to conquer America would be advocating for us to fuck them up. No country would put up with as much shit as Israel has.
You didn't answer. Okay, that may be very well the case. Let's say if Mexico was conducting terrorist operations into the U.S. and we did something about it. Where does it? How then does it end? That's what I'm asking. In your anecdote, sir. Now that's the definition of an anecdote. In your anecdote, sir, would we then? How would that war end? Let's say Mexico attacked us into the United States, and we were going to then have war with them. How would that war end? So I'm asking you, how does the war end? Say it. Somebody have the courage to say it.
When Palestinians choose leaders that put pen to paper and create the sovereignty that they seek and stop trying to erase Israel in the process.
So
okay, just
let's let Nick continue real quick. Hold on.
I just real quick because he pokes at me because he thinks he knows what anecdote means. Anecdote is defined as a short, amusing, or interesting story about a real incident or person. What Coach gave was a hypothetical, so that literally wasn't an anecdote. But can you answer my question now?
A real situation is war.
Sure, that's correct, but irrelevant.
War is a real
situation.
situation.
His was a hypothetical. His was hypothetically, if this happens, this is what they'll need to do. His a hypothetical, so it literally was the opposite of an anecdote. So you're wrong.
An anecdote is a real situation is applied to give a story or a quip, if you will, on something real, as in it could happen.
It's about a real incident or person. That's what it's.
Okay,
it's
then give me an example of an anecdote, Nick.
What you did earlier when I told you.
Give me man, y'all just what is give me an example.
The GHF states that Anthony Aguilar was terminated on June 13th, and on June 14th, the GHF states that Aguilar begged for his job back. That's an anecdote.
That would be an anecdote. Anyways, regardless, can I get an answer to my question?
I mean, he wanted an example, so I was just providing.
No, for sure. No, you're right. That absolutely, that's an anecdote. But anyways, the answer to my question, and if you answer my question, I'd be more than glad to tell you at least my opinion. Because again, as I said to you earlier, arguments are formed from the individual, not the collective. Collective can come to an agreement of individual arguments, but arguments are from the individual. So I believe you when you said you've heard people say we should unalive every Palestinian. And I believe that you've heard people say that they're for a two-state solution. Of course I believe you, because I've heard the same stuff from people and the opposite things on the pro-Palestinian side. But again, when you're asking this as a way to deflect out, what the heck is going on right now? What is happening? Thank you. Anyways, but before we shift to that, I want to know, because I first asked you, why did you want to work for this organization? You said, I wanted to quit on day 2. And I said, why did you ask your job back? You incorrectly said you never said that. Then you admitted to me that I
did not ask her my job back.
You wanted to work with them. Now, my next question is, why would you want to work for them? And you admitted to me earlier that the UG, not just the IDF with the Merkava tanks, but the UG was also firing with their machine guns. So my question again that you never answered is, why would you want to work with an organization that went so against your values, not just once or twice, but on a daily basis for 5 straight weeks or so? Why?
Yeah, pretty much every day.
So why would you want to work with them?
For the same reason I took the job in the first place, under the premise.
You're not answering my question.
Because I went there and took this job to go to Gaza to help human beings.
No, I understand why you originally wanted to work there. I'm asking, why would you continue to want to work with them once you realized that they were actually this evil force that was just slaughtering and massacring?
You are putting words into my mouth, Nick. I never said because they were an evil force.
I'm sorry, but if they're massacring thousands of people, or at least playing a part in it,
you use the word. Okay, Nick, you use the word massacre, which shows intent behind it.
Yes.
I never used the word massacre. I said, did they shoot at them for crowd control, and did people die? Yes,
oh my God,
they did.
Anthony, I asked you earlier, so did they massacre? And then I remember saying this. I said dozens to hundreds to collectively add
Did they kill? Did they kill?
Said yes.
Dozens of hundreds to thousands.
Yeah,
when
Nick
I was there,
he went over multiple
every
days,
day. I came back. Can you stop interrupting?
I'm not interrupting.
Every day, every day, I came back and brought the videos to the IDF, to General Gurr of the IDF, who is at Kerem Shalom, and to the UGS leadership, telling them the sites, the way the sites have been established and where they've been built is putting everyone at risk. The IDF, the UG contractors, the Palestinians. It's putting us all at risk. These sites need to be moved, and we need to find a better way of doing distribution. And I was told we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. Every day we'll do that. And every day coming back, we have to fix this. We have to fix this. We have to fix this.
I believe you said that.
It was not until it became very, very clear to me that the intent, whether it was driven by UG Solutions, Safe Breach Solutions, GHF, or by Kogat, I don't know. But it became very clear to me that it was driven. The location of the sites, the small amounts of food going in, no water, that was by design and it was intentional. Once it was very clear to me that there was no fixing it, there was no fixing this, that it was intentional.
Okay, I believe that you said that, but my question for you is, when did you said it wasn't until it became completely clear? When was that?
Those messages were only for 10 days.
Fine. When was that when it became completely clear, Anthony?
On the 8th of June.
Okay, so then why did you tell me 30 minutes ago that you wanted to quit on day 1 or 2?
If anyone asking me a question would ever allow me to finish the statement that I'm making.
You've been finishing all of your statements, sir. If that's your
okay, then I'll just go. I mean, I can just go and do something better with my life. I mean,
you've been finishing all your statements.
Tango, let him go. Please, let him speak.
No, I know, but he's been finishing his
I understand. Just let him.
I've not gotten to finish one.
Okay, Anthony, I'm asking you a question. Go ahead.
On the 8th of June, when there were children who were being crushed on a site, and a Palestinian man lifted these children up out of the crowd from being crushed. Not a Hamas crowd, not an IDF crowd, not a UG Solutions crowd, just a crowd of starving people. The IDF officer, Lieutenant Colonel Oshek, the liaison officer of the IDF to UG Solutions, to us, in our operations center in Kerem Shalom, was very upset and said to get those children off of the berm. And I said to him, the contractors on the ground have control. They're communicating with them to get off. It's fine. He then got very upset and said, that's a security concern. They need to get off of there. Get them off of there now. I said that they're addressing the situation. We could see it on camera. Live color TV. We can see it. He then gave direction to his IDF snipers located at the base that shared the same wall as distribution site 2. Their base shared our wall with a guard tower, and gave direction to those snipers to shoot those children off of that berm. And I said to him, we are not going to shoot children. They aren't a threat. They have no weapons in their hand. They have nothing in their hands. They don't have shoes on. The older boy out of the 3 isn't even wearing a shirt. They are not a threat. In the discourse, in the duration of that conversation, those children jumped off the end of the berm and left the site. No shots were fired. But it became very clear to me that there was intent. When I brought this to the attention of the Safe Reach Solutions leadership, it was the hierarchy, the chain of command was UGS, and over us was SRS. And I brought it to the attention of the Safe Reach Solutions operations director in our operations center, who I answered to as the UGS operations center chief or team leader. He said to me, never say no to the client. And when I asked him for clarification, he and I had a discussion outside of the operations room.
Real quick, this is UG, you said?
Safe Reach Solutions.
Okay.
The contract owner. UG
They're the
Solutions
ones that are above UG.
was just in Israel for work in Gaza. Safe Reach Solutions has a contract with the government of Israel through COGAT, the Coordinating Office of the Governments in the Territories.
Where is UG
contract.
in the? I'm just trying to understand. Where is UG in this chain of command?
Under Safe Reach Solutions as the primary contract, there were 3 subcontracts. One for security, that's UG Solutions.
Right.
One for logistics, that's Arkel Trucking out of Louisiana. And LMCC, a construction company that was an Israeli construction company. 3 subcontractors under the prime contract. In the operations center, which was controlled by Safe Reach Solutions with a liaison or an operations person plugged in from the IDF, LMCC, Arkel, and UG with an IDF L&O cell in that operations center. That individual, the operations director for Safe Reach Solutions, said to me, never say no to the client. And I asked him to clarify, what do you mean by that? Never say no to the IDF, we work for them. That, one, both of those incidents gave me pause as to what I was a part of. Because humanitarian assistance and humanitarian aid, no matter who's doing it, what country's doing it, how it should be done by 4 principles. Independence, neutrality, it addresses the humanitarian need, and it's unbiased. Meaning, you don't have a client that is the government that is also an opposing force in a conflict.
I understand. So at this point, on June 8th, you had already seen about 3 weeks worth of massacres, whether it be by the UG weapons towers and or IDF Merkava tanks, etc. At this point, you had already seen 3, because you said it was daily. So you've seen 3 weeks on a daily basis of people just being shot in a mass force instead of the word massacre, even though I did ask you about massacre multiple times and you said yes every time. But fine, instead of the word massacre,
Nick,
hundreds.
Nick, the word massacre, in the way that you used it, implies not only the volume of death, but the intent behind it. At that time, in those days, prior to me resigning, it was not clear to me that those actions were intentional.
But you do believe they were now?
In that moment of seeing people killed, I do now. Yes, I do now.
So seeing this happen every single day to the dozens to hundreds being killed on a daily basis, you could not figure out that there was intent. I can understand after 1 or 2 days, you're like, okay, bad days, first days. But 3 weeks of it? And you still wanted to work with them?
Because every day when I would present this back, I was not a commander in the IDF. I don't know what the IDF standard operating procedures or rules of engagement
doesn't matter.
were
It's your
within their
values.
forces.
Can we ask about May 28th then?
What does it say,
timeline
Kingo?
So he said, I don't remember the date he said he was starting. I just want to clarify.
He said June 8th is when he started actually figuring out the intent part.
Well, I would like to, before we go into this, I would like to finish the conversation that Nick and I were having, again, allowing me to finish, because I was asked a question.
This might add context, Anthony. I wanted.
At this point, it won't if she's asking about May 28th.
Well, May 28th is before June 8th, so I think it would.
I understand that, but you and I, let me finish the premise of this, which will then give context to the rest of the discussion.
He's been finishing this entire time, Coach.
On
I know.
June 8th, that was said to me, that exchange happened. And I told the Safe Reach Solutions director, the guy that we all worked for, I cannot be a part of this anymore. This incident now connects to the incidents prior that portends to me that this isn't, there's something more going on here. And
that's so weird.
I then said, I am out, I resign.
Can I
on
just
June
ask you to clarify
10th.
this then? Right. Can we just then clarify the dates then? So on May 28th, you wrote a message to UG Solutions. Can you, yeah, thank you. It says, quote, delivering and distributing 318.3 tons of humanitarian aid to a starving and displaced population, wrote sentiment in the media despite whatever people may think about the politics of the situation. Your presence, meaning UG's presence, GHF presence, is seen as a good thing, end quote. On the same day, you wrote to UG Solutions leadership, this is a very rewarding mission. I'm excited every day. These are the relevant times during which, that was it. It's a rewarding mission. I'm excited every day. On May 31st, just a couple days later, you wrote a sentiment to your colleagues and said, quote, be proud, be humble. You're making a difference in the future of the region and geopolitics around the world. That's something to hang your hat on at the end of a hard week. So then on June 10th, you stated, so you said something happened on June 8th when you realized it. But on June 10th, you sent another message, this time with a picture of a young girl carrying a bag of aid, and you wrote, quote, hungry, tired, filthy, with a smile on her face. How? Why? Because you've given her hope for tomorrow, hope that things will improve, life will get better, a feeling she likely has not known in a long time. You're making a difference every day, every hour, every minute, end quote. So you said that on June 8th you realized it, but why would you write something so meaningful and hopeful on June 10th?
I didn't write that on June 10th. That message came from an earlier message in early June. I did not write that on June 10th.
Okay, so that's wrong.
So the GHF is lying, is what you're saying?
There's no way I could have written that on June 10th, because on June 10th, I was at the operation center between Netzarim and Site 4 the entire time. I wasn't at that site on that date. That message where they're talking about that girl that I particularly highlighted in that message came much earlier in June. And the context of which I was going to explain, I know I would appreciate if
June 8th,
everybody,
right?
yeah, when I first got there and we were delivering
right?
food, did I think what we were doing was a good thing? Yes. of course, under the premise that here we are delivering 12 trucks of food where the need is 550, delivering to 4 sites only in the south where the need is 400 distribution sites throughout the entirety. What about Gaza City? What about Jabalia? What about Beit Hanun? What about Khan Yunis? We were all 3 sites that we had operational. The 4th site wasn't operational yet. We're all in the far, 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 far south.
But it
When
was
we
known
got
that
there-
it was going to be
No, you keep saying
rippling.
that. You don't.
No, it
wasn't
was
known. No, it was not. When we
Yes.
first got there and we
Site
went to
one
the
was a
distribution
test.
sites,
Site
it
one
was
was
not.
a test to see
No.
if it would work. And then after site one's either yes, it worked well, or no, that there would be modifications. But they decided in open site one because people are, like you said, desperate. And that,
Yeah.
that ensures that food is being given, especially since the UN stopped delivering. But why is it that
If you want to have a conversation with me about the contract and about operations, then we'll do it. But you keep saying what was understood and what was true. You didn't work for GHF. That would be like me telling you what your employer has said to you.
So on May 29th, you wrote, your efforts have brought families back together and have severely weakened the image of Hamas. It is a privilege and an honor to see America's best doing America's most important work in places most Americans will only ever see on TV and read about. And it wasn't until things started breaking down that you started to make threats, right?
No.
So you never made threats about like rehire me or else, or you weren't having family problems on June 21st.
What family problems would I be having? I wasn't there for the money.
Well, it says that on June 21st, a message, you cited personal family needs when begging to be rehired. You ended your message with, quote, figure something out.
I
or
didn't
I'm on a
send
plane
those
come
messages.
Tuesday and the gloves are off. But you told Nick you had sent those messages, including the message
about
that
the message
predated
to
it.
Mo Khattab about the gloves are off. I sent.
Right, that's what I just read. See, gloves are off. I just read that. The quote.
Will
prior
you
to
let
that
me?
is,
You just
I
keep
can
going and going and going.
Let's let him respond.
So
I
then the
don't
one
have
above
to
that
be
is
on
your
this
best
platform
friend.
with all of you.
Guys,
I
let's
am
let him
trying
respond.
to have
No,
a discussion.
well, he just said he didn't write it. Now he says
So let him respond.
did.
We have
So he
to let
says
him
he did.
respond. We have to let him respond. Sorry. Go ahead,
Well,
Anthony.
yes, but he admitted he did send that. The gloves are off one. Right?
I'm aware. Let's let him
Okay,
respond.
and yet you have
one
not let me
before that.
finish.
So let's let him finish.
He already admitted that. The question.
You know what?
It's okay.
Here's the question.
Tango,
Here's the
Tango,
question,
let him
Tango.
finish.
If you have all the answers, why don't I drop off and you just tell everybody that what you think to be true?
Tango,
No,
we don't want him to drop. Tango, let him
It's okay.
finish.
I understand.
Sorry, Tango. I'm gonna drop. We have to let him finish.
I just want to.
Everybody.
I do want to hear what you have to say, Anthony. I do have contact actually with. His name is not Oshek, it's Oshik, Lieutenant Colonel Oshik. So I am curious. I will be sure to talk to him.
Apologies for the
No,
pronunciation.
you're fine. I'm not poking at you. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
Okay, so
I worked with
Oshik
him every
will
single
know-
day.
Great. So he will know about something that happened on June 8th. I'll talk to him later. But
sure.
Okay, so my question, right? Again, you first told me you wanted to quit on day 1 or 2. I think I understand what you're saying now. You're saying you wanted to quit, but you were hopeful that things would change. But on June 8th, that's when it was like your hope went away and you saw this as intentional. And when you say intentional, you mean by UG, GHF, IDF, all 3, just 1?
So therein lies the $1 million question, Nick, of which I did not know the answer to. So when we were in Gaza still, and I was still under their employ on the 8th of June, and that individual said to me, don't say no to the client. He and I walked outside of the operations center and had a discussion. And I had asked him point blank, directly to his face, why, when we first started operations from 1 site and then 3 sites, where are the plans? Where are the resources for us to expand like we were told from the first day that we would be expanding into all of Gaza, that we would be bringing in the equivalent amount of trucks. Because the contract itself, not my contract with UG Solutions, the contract between Colgate and Safe Reach Solutions was that within the first 45 days of GHF's operations after they started, we were supposed to start on the 24th. There were delays because they did not have all of our equipment in, so we didn't start until the 26th. That 45 days that we, GHF, would be providing enough aid into the enclave to meet 50% of the previous demand or the previous distribution of UNRWA.
I'm sure
all 90 days.
Okay. I'm sure.
So what I'm saying is that that's why I stayed, because I was under the impression that we were there to do good. I was also under the impression that the way that the distribution sites were set up was a large part of the problem with why there were so many engagements against civilians, because of the large crowding and the massing of civilians through the operational area of which the IDF were operating.
What happens?
Real quick, Anthony, can I just ask everybody a favor? I don't want you running anywhere. I'd like to have this conversation with you. I'd like to bring some people back up. I'm going to ask that everybody lets you finish, because I do think it's important that we hear you out. Because I'm not going to bullshit you, dude. Like, we've been talking about you, well, not recently because it hasn't really been the topic, but we talked about you quite a bit and what was going on. I'd like to give you the opportunity to say what you need. So I want to, if it's okay, I'd like to just set the tone. Like, maybe we can take angers down and just converse. Would that be cool with you, dude?
Yeah, I mean, I
Of course.
don't really care if he goes or not. I mean, it's you're an adult, you can do whatever you want. But I agree, we should calm down. But my question for you, because I believe everything you're saying is, I mean, I'm not going to even say accurate or not. I understand the words you're saying. It's just hardly my point and hardly my question. My question is, because I find it hard to believe, I'm not saying that makes your story wrong or right. I just find it hard to believe that massacres are happening on a daily basis. You're saying that people were crowding together. I've never been in a place like Gaza, right? But I know what crowds are, and I've shot those same exact machine guns before for my own qualifications, especially in that I worked in, and I've shot those 50 caliber, 600,000 rounds, all of those. And I know what that would do. A 50 caliber would not just go through someone, it would go through the person behind them and possibly even more before it finally gets stopped. Shooting that even for a second into a crowd, that's why I said massacre. I know you said it implies intent, but if you shoot a 50 caliber machine gun at a crowd, I mean, it's kind of hard not to argue intent. So that's why I use the word massacre. And I find it hard to believe this happening on a daily level, or sorry, a daily occurrence, and you just wanting to stay. And it wasn't until 3 weeks or so. Go ahead.
I did not want to stay. Every day when I would call home and talk to my wife, who is also a military veteran and has been deployed to war, right, and I described to her what I saw, and I showed the videos and the pictures to the UG Solutions leadership, and that there was seemingly no care from them about what was happening. I found that to be odd, but I didn't want.
Just so I know, these videos were people literally being slaughtered in front of the camera. Like, you have videos of that.
Yeah, of a child lying on the ground with their throat blown out, or a Palestinian man being dragged with bullet holes shot into his legs.
I'm not asking about one or two people. I'm saying a machine gun just went off into a crowd, dozens, if not hundreds. That's what I'm asking right now.
Oh, there's a video of that. Yes,
there's one video of that. I'm not trying to trap you.
There's more than one. There's three, but
okay.
There are I mean, what I'm saying is that, to your point, if a machine gun is shooting into a crowd of people and going through them, what's just on the other side of that small IV terrain? We've seen these videos, and I'm not saying what I'm trying to convey.
Videos of this.
What?
Wait,
It's on the BBC interview. The BBC interview that I did that you have all referred to is the opening scene of that video.
I've seen videos, and I saw the BBC one. You're saying there's videos of dozens to hundreds of people being slaughtered?
Day after day after day, not hundreds in one day.
I asked
dozens
you
to hundreds.
Anthony, I asked you.
In some cases, there were.
Okay, and you're saying there's videos on BBC of that. That's what I just asked. I said dozens to hundreds that collectively add up to thousands. You said to me earlier, yes to that. So you're saying it's on the BBC interview. No, it is not.
Wait, can I ask a clarification question, please? Earlier,
Not one.
Smokey asked you if you had all these videos recorded yourself. And even earlier, you said that you sent Anger Tab a Google Drive full of these videos. How come he's never brought them up?
Great question.
You're sharing the videos? Can you share with me the videos?
Well,
Anger Tab has
them to Tucker Carlson,
all of the
supposedly.
videos, and he also has the videos that specifically show that child that was killed and those Palestinians that were killed outside of site number 3.
Okay, so the BBC article, just so I know, it's the one that's Eyewitness War Crimes former worker
Yes,
at
I have it up right now, but there's no unaliving of Palestinians that were shooting into
Oh
the
my
church.
God.
I've seen this video. What do you mean? Oh my God!
If there was a video like that of Hamas shooting Israelis, you would all say that they were killing people. Come on now.
Remember,
wait, hold on, wait, 1 second.
Context about the 60,000 people overrunning.
That's not a
the
good
site.
argument, though, Aguilar. Because if you're
Yes, it is a good argument because I'm standing there watching a machine gun being fired into a crowd of unarmed people.
I will tell you why it's not a good argument.
Because then
if you're
Look at that! Look
I
at
will
that!
tell you why. I will tell you why, but you have to let me finish now. So the reason it's not a good argument to say, oh, if that kind of video was on the opposite end, you all would say this. So first off, I want to make it clear. I asked you, is there any videos of these, whether you want to call it slaughters or massacres, I don't care which word you picked. You said, yes, it's on the BBC video. Tango just played it. There is not one person dead on that video. And then you responded with, if Hamas shot near Israelis, you would say they're killing people. But the reason that's not a good argument is because all that means is that a pro-Israeli is also making a bad argument. That doesn't make your argument strong just because
first of all, you're trying, Nick, you are attempting to pit me against one or the other. What I said was, if that was being filmed and shooting at Israelis, we would say that it's wrong.
No,
do not pit me one against the other.
Anthony, no, I never asked if it was wrong or right. I asked very specifically, do you have videos of these, again, massacres, slaughters, whatever? You said yes. And you said you had 3 where it's in the dozens to hundreds. And I said, okay, where? And you said it's on the BBC video. I've seen that video. There's not one.
Okay, that's one of them.
So you lied because you said it was on the BBC video.
God.
It is not on the BBC video.
So for Nick, for you to believe, Nick, that anyone in these so doctors, American doctors from the hospitals that brought in patients, contractors, other contractors, not just me, Nick,
sure,
IDF soldiers who were there, who were bear witness to it and were behind the trigger.
Right.
Other contractors, other people that have seen this, and then there's the context of the video showing incidents of this. You're saying that unless Nick gets presented with a video that shows absolute death in the hundreds, that it didn't happen. Yet there are hundreds dead right now at the distribution sites from the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation that have been abandoned. Why did the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation abandon their sites?
I will answer. So a couple things. One, that's a straw man argument. I'm not saying that if it's not on video, therefore there's nothing I can do. I was simply arguing against the words that you answered my question with. I didn't say that means you're shit out of luck and you can't continue making arguments. I'm simply refuting what you just said to me 5 minutes ago. So turning around and saying, oh, because there's not a video, dude, you said there was one and you told me where to look. That's what I'm arguing against. Don't turn it around.
That video in the BBC opening interview is of one of the incidents into which many people were killed.
So
in
the
that
You're
clip
leaving
of
out
it.
the context of the fact that the
I'm
site
leaving
was
out the
overrun.
context.
Well, the site was overrun by 50
not on that
to
day.
60,000.
Not on that day. No, ma'am.
And if you watch the
site was overrun. The site was overrun on the
only he
26th
can
of May.
finish. No one else can finish.
That was site
So
one because
then-
you're saying things that aren't true.
So then on the RT Times video, what they show is the Palestinian, if you watch it without sound, the Palestinians continue to funnel into the system, right? The system of egress and outgress, right? They funnel back in, and they don't even run from the pew-pews because they're not scared, which tells me that they know that they're not going to be shot at, and that it's most likely either IDF shooting at Hamas or not. And if you watch, I can show you the RT Times video, which shows the whole thing. They're not running. They for a moment pause and then continue to ingress into the site.
So because the Palestinians don't run away from the gunfire didn't happen?
No, I don't denounce that the gunfire. I know for a fact the gunfiring happened because I've seen videos of it. There's no refuting that.
Yeah,
The
no one has
difference
said
is we're
that.
arguing. See, this maybe we're just not understanding the arguments here. It's not that the gunfiring didn't happen. It's not that there's not videos of them shooting above their heads. That's not what we've ever questioned. What we're questioning is your argument that even though it came later, you have the argument that it was intentional. And at the time, you may not. Okay. And so for intention, you giving a video where they're shooting above their heads doesn't provide that at all. It doesn't also mean you're wrong, by the way. It simply means that the evidence you have provided,
Nick, we are talking about an entire
that you said existed did not exist.
Yes.
Now, if you have something
It does
separate that's
exist.
not okay,
It exists, Nick.
If you have something separate that's not in the public sphere, it's definitely not on this BBC article at all. If you have something, I would like to see it. Yeah, I've seen stuff.
All of these media organizations and the things that they've gone with, they wouldn't run the story. The reason
you're saying they're scared to show the real videos.
No, but they've seen the context. There's certain things you can't put in an interview like that, or it won't get shown. You can't even say shoot on this webcast without. You have to say pew pew, whatever the.
Dude, I say
whatever
shoot
we say,
all the
like
time,
children. Yeah, it's
I
stupid.
say it all the time. No, I say it all the time, and I run very
the
big lives,
censorship in America to where you can't see the truth of things.
No,
but
I'm
all
not
of those
asking-
agencies saw
This is
it.
a Chinese app.
It exists.
Okay, so I am not talking about.
Oh, that's great.
I am not talking
yeah.
about. I am not talking about necessarily CNN, Fox, or BBC. But if those videos existed, yes, we can see them. You're correct that BBC couldn't make an article on October 7th with showing some of the more graphic videos. But we still have those videos, Anthony. We still see them.
You can see them then.
Can I make a suggestion just real
Perfect.
quick? Can we lower our voices, Anthony?
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's a very
Where? Just where?
Oh, don't just say me.
No, and just in general.
I mean, Anthony, you're just a little bit louder than everybody else. I'm just
Even the
making a
RT Times
suggestion.
Well, because I'm in my
continuing
truck
to
off of Bluetooth. So
That's fine. I'm just,
Okay, so where can I see these? Listen, if I see a video, you said there's at least 3 that you had, right? There may be
I'll send
more.
you. I'll send you the videos. I'll send you the videos I have, and I'll send you some links.
Just send me. You can send all, or you can just send the one that shows the 3 that you said are massacres, like where it's dozens to hundreds of people just being slaughtered. I mean, I'd like to see all of them if you have them.
Is there a date maybe that we can be guided towards for any of these 3 days?
So, well, I mean, the
where these
2nd of
massacres
June,
happen?
28th of May, 29th of May, 8th. That was another
The
big one.
28th and 29th, the same day that. So this is where it's confusing because those are the days that I read the messages.
Yeah.
Where you wrote to the GHF like, we're awesome. Look what we're doing.
You
It's
keep
amazing.
saying that I wrote to the GHF.
You wrote it to your counterparts.
Well, are you denying those? I know. So to be fair,
You distributed it on Signal
Go ahead.
on May 28th and May 31st.
Right. So
your
Tony,
colleagues.
Tony, you admitted to
I distributed
Go ahead.
those messages.
Okay, so those are real too then.
In the early days, May 28th, May 29th, June 1st, June 2nd. There was none from June 10th. That is not true.
Okay, so
but
all of
I
it's
have
real.
the messages I wrote. I'll show you.
You just gave those dates as dates that these things are happening as well. So
Sure.
why would your wording to your colleagues say, we delivered and distributed 318 tons of humanitarian aid to starving and
We
displaced
did.
population?
We did.
The presence, your meeting, UG's presence, GHF presence is seen as a good thing. The next or 2 days later, be proud, be humble. You're making a difference in the
Yeah.
future. So at that time, also, you're saying that the IDF was indiscriminately firing upon Palestinian civilians and, to Nick's words, massacring them. Also, while
I
you're
took
writing
the
that to your
job with
colleagues?
UG Solutions into the GHF going into this operation with the position that the United States and Israel were the Palestinians that were in the situation of starving. That's what we intended to do. And that's what I believed. And I believed that all of us that went there, that signed up to go into Gaza, to put ourselves at risk, did have good intent. When it became clear to me that the majority of the contractors who were hired were from the Infidels Motorcycle Club, that concerned me. When I saw that we were delivering no water whatsoever, and we were prohibited from delivering water by the contract, that concerned me. When we were delivering less than the equivalent of one meal per every 2 days, and each meal being only the equivalent of 220 calories. One meal every 2 days of 220 calories. And then that was all by design. That concerned me.
No,
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
No, it was that even GHF has addressed this, that
even GHF has addressed it.
It was
they
more
designed
important
it.
to start. No, it was more important to start the distribution and not restrain it from going because
okay. Need was 500. If the need was 550 trucks, eventually, why was the contract? Why did the contract stipulate only 24? If the requirement was,
we can go to Kogat and see how many trucks were entering at that time, and it's in the hundreds.
Not under the GHF contract.
Wait, real quick, can I ask a
But
question?
Kogat has that data.
Real quick, I have a question. So Anthony, you're saying it's less than 200, or about 200 calories per meal. How many? Because I know the GHF, I saw videos of it. They gave boxes to families. I was told that it was meant to feed a household of about 5.5 people for 3.5 days. Do you agree with that, or is that a lie?
That's the math, Nick. Exactly the point.
No, but hold on. So do you agree with that? The 5.5 people for 3.5 days per
one box.
Right.
One GHF box feeds a family of 5. 3 meals a day for 3.5 days. That means there's 52 meals in one GHF box.
So each box had approximately 42,500 kilocalories. But if you do the math, 42,500 divided by 5.5 people divided by 3.5 days. You said 5 people, so it actually would be even more. But I'm reading 5.5 people. That's 2,207 calories per day. You said it was only.
That was not the total caloric intake in the boxes. That's what was said. That's not what was in there.
Okay, so
I opened them. I took the items out. I counted them all.
Okay, so the 5.5 people. What were they? MREs?
No, they were not MREs. There was nothing in them perishable or edible. It was a bag of dried rice, a bag of dried lentils, a bag of flour, some sugar, some cooking oil, and some penne pasta.
Anthony,
there wasn't Nutella. Nutella was provided only during Eid by the Muslim Brotherhood World Alliance. That was one time.
I'm just letting you know we can hear you just fine. Can you please just lower your volume? Thank you.
What was the bag of real quick, 1 second. The bag of rice by itself, because I know what those. I know those off the top of my head. The bag of rice, was it a small one, like a pound, a 5-pound bag, a 10-pound bag?
It was a small half-pound bag.
It was a half a pound bag?
It was a small half-pound bag.
Okay, well, a pound bag has about 1,700 to 2,000. Let's just say 1,700 to keep it smaller. So that's like 850 calories in that by itself. And that's for, what'd you say, 3.5 days? And then you said penne pot. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time believing that this only adds up to 200 calories.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah, I had a hard time believing it too, Nick. I had a real hard time believing it. In fact, I had such a hard time believing it that when I asked the Safe Reach Solutions leadership about why are we not delivering any water at all, and why are we giving them food that requires water in order to prepare it, and we're only giving them enough food that if this box were to feed 5 or 5.5 for 3 meals a day for 3.5 people. I even asked, is the math wrong? Are you sure it's supposed to feed that many people? Is it 5 people 1 meal a day for 1 day? Is it 5 people for 3 days for 1 meal? Like, what are we providing here? To the point to where I did not believe it. It was so absurd that I asked, where is the food coming from? Why is the food that's in the GHF box the same food we see on the side of the roads that falls off the trucks from the World Food Program or from the UN and UNRWA? The thought that no World Food Program trucks were going in at that time is false. They were still going in a limited number from Gate 96. That was still happening. Why is it the same? So no one could tell me the answer. So I took a trip up to the port of Ashdod, where all of the food gets brought into to then be parceled out onto the trucks that you see that are then down at these crossing points. Not the Rafah crossing point, because that comes in through Egypt. So I went through Ashdod, and I looked at it, and I
just want to make sure this is what was in. This is what was in it. All of these things.
That is the picture. That is a picture of the box that we were shown to as to what was supposed to be in it.
I don't even see rice, but okay.
That blue bag.
The salt?
They have that salt. I got some pictures of them too, of an actual box. There is some rice in the boxes.
All right. Okay. Go on.
So,
okay.
Looking at the boxes and looking at where is all if this box is supposed to equal this many meals and this many meals per day, then it's either this many calories or it's not that many meals. It can't be both. So when I went to the port of Ashdod, where all the food comes in, to where it's then parceled out between the various organizations, boxes that came off for GHF were simply put with a sticker, a black GHF sticker, and it was the same box of the same boxes that came down for UNRWA, other organizations. So I went to them and I asked them, this box and this box are the same box. If I give a family this box, does that equal 5 meals or a family of 5 for 3 meals a day for 3.5 days? Does it equal that? And the answer was absolutely not. 5 boxes would equal that. But because the way distribution was under the program of how it was supposed to be done, was distribution wasn't supposed to just be, here's a box.
So I mean, I'm pausing the video, but it's showing the Palestinians opening it with all that stuff in there. Are you saying that these videos of the Palestinians opening it, is that just propaganda? And were you part
Who's
of
that box from? Who's that box from?
GHF. It says it on the side.
Okay.
So are you saying that they only gave these ones in the video like for propaganda purposes? Because he opened that box and it's all in there. And weren't you in charge of filming? So were you part of the propaganda?
Well, that box right there that they're opening is not the same stuff than the picture that you just showed.
I have no idea about this guy. This guy looks like he went separately. I have no idea what he did or didn't do.
I have no idea who that is or where that is either.
The one I was showing was at the
Sugar,
GHF
oil,
site.
Tahini.
Yeah.
I don't know about
but he
this.
also,
I don't know about
multiple...
this guy. This looks
what
like
this guy is taking out of that box that says GHF is different than the box that you just showed of GHF in the picture that you just showed. So they're not the same box. So I don't know, Nick.
lentils.
No, but what Tango I agree. One Tango showing less, but I don't know what this guy did or didn't do to the box. The one I showed is at the GHF site, though. This guy could have taken stuff out, put stuff out. I have no idea.
Okay.
But the one
absolutely.
I showed,
so why are you showing it?
This one's from the GHF site where they were choosing what they wanted and taking it. Multiple GHF pallets. Celebrating.
Oh yeah, that looks like distribution to me.
Well, the areas were overrun at times, but yeah, they put these pallets out.
No, they were not. The area got overrun one time. One time, Tango.
Each pallet section had a type of food. So, for example, you can see them in one section pulling out oil and another section pulling out lentils, and then they drop the flour out of the bags.
You just saw the box that Nick showed.
I also showed one from GHF. It's the same. There's lots of food
what
here.
Nick showed was a GHF box.
And there's onions, potatoes, oranges. Like here's
those onions and potatoes and oranges came in much later in distribution, like in the August timeframe, and those were provided by the Muslim World Brotherhood Alliance. I have the stickers that came on those boxes.
I can't confirm or deny that. Like, if you're saying that came later, I mean, that literally could be true, may not be. I don't know.
That was not the first day, the first month of distribution.
Did you just say Muslim Brotherhood Alliance?
He did.
I have the sticker. It's like the World Muslim Brotherhood. I have the sticker of it on the GHF site. I'll show it to you on the box. I didn't accept it.
I don't particularly care what their name is. It doesn't matter. So yeah, okay. I mean, look,
this is in June.
From my understanding, the what it says on the website is this many calories. You're effectively, I mean,
I understand what it says on the website, Nick. I thought the same thing.
It's not just the website, even others, but I get it. You're saying that they're lying, that they're making that up. Got it. Again, I can't refute you. Do I necessarily believe you? In either direction, honestly, not really, but I can't refute something if you're just saying, well, yeah, that's what they say, but it's a lie. I mean, there's nothing I can do to either refute or prove you're wrong. It's as simple as that. Do you have a video of
Nick, going
do you have
through
a video of a fresh box being opened by either you or somebody?
I have photos of a fresh box at site number 1 that I opened and laid out the ingredients therein of each box.
And it was not
at the JHF site as well.
And so what you're saying is that photo you have, it shows only about 200 calories per meal or per day?
Per meal.
Okay, so the photo you have of all
the amount of boxes, if you consider the number of trucks that we delivered on any given day, and you break that number of pallets by number of boxes, by number of trucks, by number of total meals that exist between all of those boxes, that's only providing one meal every other day.
No, I mean, look, but I'm asking what's in the box, because you do agree that they get a box, right? What you're refuting is what's in the box, not that they get a box.
The intent unit of distribution is a box. The majority of people that got to the site did not get a box.
This is May 20th. So on May 20th, they were opening boxes.
There's no way that that's May 20th because we didn't start distribution until May 26th. So that's impossible.
It says here, GHI Distribution Center on Friday, May 20th, Rafa, South Gaza.
That's impossible. Operations didn't begin until May 26th.
This is a Gazan who's complaining. This is just from a Gazan who's complaining.
Well, I'm sorry. There's no way that that's May 20th, and anybody on here with half a brain can verify that.
No, I mean, like, it's verified. The date is verified.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Ask anybody. Ask the GHF. We did not begin operations until May 26th. May 26th, site number 1.
I don't know. I can try to look, but from my understanding, I believe I remember reading once that GHF started at the end of May. I don't know when, but I just remember it being the end of May.
I was there. We started distribution on May 26th.
Dude, I'm literally kind of defending what you're saying. Saying I remember reading it was the end of May. May 26th makes sense.
Anthony, would you send Nick the same Google Drive you sent Matt?
Sure.
I mean, I'd like to see the whole Google Drive, because listen, I'm very much pro-Israel, but if you show me a video of them just straight up, I know you said there's 3 of them, but even if there's one, just straight up massacring dozens to hundreds of people, because I remember in your interview, you said over the course, I'm going to go from May 18th, no, it wouldn't have been May 18th, because like you said, May 26th is when, May 26th would have been the first time they could have even killed civilians, right? At the sites or near the sites, right? Because you said they didn't even start operations.
Yeah.
Right. So that means May 26th to June 13th when you put in your resignation letter. Well, you worked till the 14th, so let's go with the 14th. That's what, 20 days, thousands of people. I don't know what you meant in the interview when you said thousands were murdered, but let's go with 2,000 minimum because that's the minimum of thousands. 2,000 divided by 20 people, that's 100 people per day. Average. Some obviously more, some.
Oh
some
yeah,
days
that's definitely feasible.
Right.
Absolutely.
So if you show me a video where at minimum 100 people, if not more, are just being slaughtered by whoever, IDF, UG, I don't give a shit, then yeah, I can criticize that. I'm still very much pro-Israel, but I can say that right there is wrong, that unit's wrong, that soldier's wrong, that Tony's wrong, that whatever. But it's just interesting how these videos don't exist in the public sphere. Again, if you have
they're
it,
out
I'd love
there.
to see it.
They're out there.
By June 4th, by June 4th, over 7 million meals had been delivered. By June 4th.
What is 7 million divided by 2 million divided by 3?
Well, not all sites were open by then, according to you. So whatever was open by June 4th,
so
7 million meals had been delivered. That's outside of what Kogat was delivering.
So it's not. That's not true. That is categorically not true. Whoever said that.
That is true.
No, it's not.
Kogat, yes, because UN2720.org, which is a UN website, actually has the evidence of what was crossed into
they were
Gaza
delivering what
delivery.
Kogat's calculation was days of food, because most organizations deliver by days of, not per meal. Yes.
No, this was trucks, per trucks.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Would you like to see the website that the UN put up to describe that?
Go for it. 550 trucks a day, 400 distribution sites, the equivalent of 3 meals per day.
Quick, before I forget,
meal.
You can real quick before I forget, and before Tingo shows that, I followed you, Anthony. Can you just follow? You can unfollow me after, but can you just follow me back real quick so you can send me the link in the DMs or whatever?
I'll send it to you directly.
Use the data.
Tingo, allow me a couple of seconds. I want to ask El Pastor a couple of questions. Are you aware of individuals called Jameson, Gonovani, and Glenn David?
I know Jameson Giovanni. Who's the other person you said?
Glenn David.
I do not know a Glenn David. No, I know Jameson Giovanni, who is the CEO of UG Solutions.
That is correct. Are you aware that before he came into Gaza, he was arrested for hit and run accident in the U.S.?
Yes, that's in the county that I live in. Jameson Giovanni was kicked out of the Army as a Green Beret for a DUI back in 2015. And then in 2025, in Mecklenburg County, he was charged with a felony assault hit and run. I think those charges were taken care of in court, but he did have those charges, yes.
Right. Are you aware that he's operating from a post box in Northern California, having another 5 different companies?
He operates out of a P.O. box in Davidson, North Carolina. He also runs 4 other companies. One is called Alcohol Armor, which is a recovery drink. The other company is Sentinel Foundation, and he's involved in a couple other companies.
That's right.
Sentinel Foundation subsumed under UG Solutions. Yep.
Right. And Triple Canopy? Are you aware of that company?
Triple Canopy, so back in the days of Blackwater, Triple Canopy then later became Constellus. A man by the name of Jake Wood worked for Constellus, who originally, Jake Wood was the first director of the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation before Mr. Johnny Moore took over. Johnny Moore, in the last 2 days, stepped down for unconscionable reasons that he could no longer be associated with. Interesting. Why would the head of GHF step down again for unconscionable reasons? I don't know. But yeah, everything you're saying is correct. Triple Canopy became Constellus. Constellus became what Safe Reach Solutions became in Israel.
Okay. A couple of other questions. Why within the recruitment conditions for a UG, you need to have a lot of experience with special forces and snipers credentials? Is that true?
When UG Solutions called me, again, before May 13th, when they called to recruit me, I had not heard of that company before. When they called me and I asked why they were calling me or recruiting me, they said they were specifically hiring for individuals that had a special operations background who were comfortable and experienced operating in combat.
Well, I know a little bit about the recruitment profile, and they were looking also for people that have experience as snipers. But you said that the UG at the end of May only started the humanitarian aid, which is correct. But until then, weren't you side to SRS monitor the Palestinian vehicles that were coming to the Netzarim corridor during the second hostages exchange?
Did who? Did I work for them? No.
No, I'm not asking you specifically. I don't know where you started to work for UG Solutions, but what I'm saying is that UG Solutions have been before May, the end of May 2026 in Gaza. Their role then was, alongside with SRS, to monitor the Palestinian vehicles in the Netzarim corridor. After the ceasefire break, then UG Solutions started to go to the distributor to secure the food in the 4 distribution centers. I'm telling you, I'm not really involved in that, but my take on that there's a lot of, I'm not talking about you specifically, maybe about the company that you worked for. There's a lot of, I would say, not reliable or honest intentions, because they were involved also in Iraq, like as I mentioned, Triple Canopy with Glenn David, that is Jason Gonovani partner, by the way, in different companies. So I have like big question marks, not in you particularly, but for the company you work for and with their partners as well. That's what
What's weird is, why would they cold call you to work for them and then you beg to reapply when you were terminated? Wouldn't you have to have had applied the first time?
Tango ID, if you're going to ask me a question and then follow it up with some insult.
It's not an insult. I'm reading from the GHF website.
I didn't ask for the job back. You never allowed me to finish.
Calm down.
It just says that on the GHF site.
Other people on this chat room have asked her to stop interrupting, so it's not just me.
Right, because I know when Coach does that, it's so great. Even though I wasn't interrupting you, it's literally a question from the
literally
GHF
were
site.
interrupting a conversation that Ariel 03 and I were having.
Ariel stopped talking to you. He says I wasn't,
but he
literally put a period in and made a space. Again,
he was talking to me.
Did you apply the first time to work in the area? Because it says here you were willing to reapply when they terminated you on June 13th. I'm reading directly from the GHF site, their press release.
You seem to have a lot of single source information from the people that I refute. That's not fair, hardly. But no, I never applied, and I never reapplied, and I never applied even once. I don't even know how I would apply through them. I never applied to UG Solutions.
Okay, so why does it say, so here are the text messages they provided. In the text messages that you either wrote to Ahid, I can't say it, I don't know, I can't see it very well, and who you wrote to on June 21st, and then who you wrote to on June 22nd, Mo, like it says here what you were willing and not willing to do, including you had admitted that you wrote the gloves are coming off. Here it says I can be your best friend or your worst nightmare. Stop effing around. Put me back to work and let's get this mission done. 1, I don't have to leave Israel. I'm here on a tourist visa, period. 2, I've met so many people here. They're on my side. I can stay anywhere in Israel rent free. 3, we can talk, figure this shit out, and make this mission succeed as a team, or we continue this petty bullshit. As I stated, I like you. You're a good dude. If you want to play games, we can play games. And then he wrote back, Tony, I'm only going to say this once. Stop, period. And then you put a thumbs up, right? Thumbs up. It's from your phone. So is that, did this happen on June 22nd or?
I'm trying to look at it right now. That conversation between me and Mo, yeah, but Again, you keep insinuating this, me asking for my job back. You've never let me finish the conversation we had when Nick asked me about my employment. But you never let me finish.
On July 4th, the same string, you wrote, FYI, I'm submitting
I did not communicate.
to UGS.
I did not communicate with anyone from UG Solutions, Safe Reach Solutions, or GHF after I left on the 26th. Okay.
It's on Signal, so it says your safety number with Anthony Aguilar has changed, and then you joined, and it says here, I'm submitting a new application
I didn't
to
write
UGS
that.
to be reconsidered for contract work in Israel, Gaza. You said, quote, come back to the U.S. for a few weeks until a new change of leadership, end quote. It's been a few weeks. I'm ready. Did you write that, or?
No.
No. So
I did not communicate with anyone in Safe Reach Solutions or UG Solutions or GHF once I returned on the 26th, and I received my final payment all the way through the 26th of June, full pay from Safe Reach or from UG Solutions. I had no further contact with them. I didn't reapply. I never applied in the first place. And for those in the comments about, oh, cold calling and this and that, they do that because when they hire individuals and they're specifically looking for soft experience, those people then give reference. Oh, well, maybe this guy's interested. I had just retired a couple months prior, and I was called by UG Solutions recruiter directly.
So why would they show text from you that you say you did send, and then throw in text that you didn't send? That doesn't make logical sense for an organization that has a reputation also. So to me, I just find it very interesting because here's
I have provided text that
text.
I have provided texts of things they sent to me, and you and others all say that they're not true. So I guess it just all depends on who you want to believe.
In your own daily impact report on May 29th, you wrote that you fed 81,433 people with
that's a fact.
3 days of food.
That's a
we
fact.
are just getting started. So then if on May 29th, it was already going with 318 tons of distribution, which that, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know tons, that's 636,658 pounds of humanitarian aid to starving and displaced population. You wrote
food
that
only with no water.
14,000. Well, the water trucks were coming in. 14,000.
No, there wasn't. There has never been a water truck delivered by GHF.
Can we focus instead of the water? That's a deflection.
Can I jump in about the water, the nutrition stuff?
In a second, I just want him to address, like, how is this all of a sudden going well then by May 29th if they had just started and then 2 weeks in you're saying things were not good? So already,
if you were ever in a relationship with somebody and you thought it was
really
great
positive,
and then weeks into it you realized that they were an abusive partner and it wasn't going to work out, would you say that the relationship was great? When I got there under the premise of what I was told and what we would do, it did seem like, okay, things are going well. We delivered food. And then when I asked, why aren't we delivering water? And the answer was, water's not in the contract. We won't be delivering any water. And then I asked,
kept writing positive daily updates.
I was tasked to do that. The daily update brief, the daily update message, I was tasked by UG Solutions to do that.
You wouldn't lie though, right? You would write what's true, right?
All of that is true.
Okay,
I've never said that any of those things I said in those updates weren't true.
These are all positive updates. You told Nick that by June 8th things.
How many times do I have to tell you that when I hired and I went on contract that I believed in what we were doing? We started operations on the 26th.
June 8th you found something bad, but June 10th you're still writing positive responses.
On June what?
June 10th.
June 10th is not the correct date for whatever they sent out on that. That is not the date. On June 10th, there's no way that I could have wrote about that distribution site because on June 10th, I was up at the Netzarim site operation center and into the Netzarim corridor,
you wrote it,
not
maybe
down
you
at the
took the
sites.
picture the day before, but you sent it on June 10th. Maybe it was about June 9th and you just happened to send it the next day.
Not true.
And then on the UG LNO's page, you did submit something on Sunday.
You sure do make a lot of assumptions to support some people you've never met. Yeah, I said those things, that on those days and the days that we were delivering, it was a good thing. But when we were told that we were going to scale up and we never did, and we were told that we would put more distribution sites in and we never did, and we were told asked about water and that we never brought in water, or that incident after incident after incident to where UG Solutions personnel were using stun guns, tear gas, stun grenades, live munitions to fire into crowds or use against crowds, and it wasn't addressed. Or incidents where the IDF
live munitions.
Did you send Nick the drive yet?
Live munitions, regardless of where you use them, dude. Like, what the guys? Can I?
It's just why would they post some things?
I'm waiting to comment, and I need to go to work.
Yeah, let Mayan go because I know she has to go to work this time of day.
Including
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Amir, which is still alive today, but yeah.
Amir is dead.
Yeah.
Oh, the doubling down is so interesting to me.
I'll quadruple down.
Let me on go.
My aunt's gonna have to go to work, so let's let her.
Yeah.
Amir was killed by the IDF on the 28th of May.
Okay, well, let's
it's
just
sad.
And he was resurrected by the GHF a month later. Yeah.
His post about Amir. His post about Amir was May 29th. So to Mo Khattab about Amir. So that's interesting that he would have been.
Let's let Mayan speak, please.
I just wanted to comment about the nutrition part because this is basically my background. So you don't know me, but I'm not a clinician, but I do have a master's in nutrition and also a PhD. I know nutrition. So I can comment about several things. And also my husband, when he's not in the IDF, has been working in the food industry for 30 years. So I also know this from the other side of working with food. So regarding water, okay, you cannot, first, they wouldn't have survived without water. They wouldn't have been able to reach the distribution centers if they didn't have water. They wouldn't have been able to cook and eat anything. Without water, no one survives over 3 or 4 days. That's the limit. So they had access to water. And the thing about not being contracted to distribute water, there's a reason for that, because there were other sources, other ways to get water. And water is very heavy. These people were supposed to carry the food with their hands on their backs or whatever. We saw the pictures. They wouldn't have been able to carry away water. This is why they did not provide, and they do have access to water. So this is the assumption. So what they need is access to the dry food, and then they get it to wherever they live, and where they live, they get the water to work with. Okay, so that's an answer to the water question. This is why they were not contracted to distribute water. Water is a different route, a different thing, and they just couldn't carry it. This is why they weren't provided. And then when I saw the contents of that box, when you said only a small bag of rice in Israel is sold in 1 kilogram packets. That's how it's sold here. And we saw most of the products were from Israeli production, either produced here or only put into packages. So that's the other thing. And there is a lot of criticism about how the sites were established, but this is a part of a learning curve. And this is why what we saw on the first few days, weeks of the distribution sites differs from what we saw later, both on when it comes to security and then when it comes to the food that was distributed. It takes time to learn how to do things right, how to manage and how to administer everything correctly. So this is why we see there's a learning curve, and things got better over time with the products the population needed. And this is basically, we see how it affected the price of foods in the markets, because there is a follow-up, and you can go on AliExpress and see the food costs in the Gaza Strip was dropped. And one last thing about using one distribution site, it cannot fill in for 400 sites. It was never meant to be. It was only an addition to what the UN and the World Food Program is doing. And it was important because so much of that food was looted and redirected to Hamas storage warehouses, and was not distributed to the population, to the public. So they had to go around them in order to get the food to the people who needed it, and did not have to pay for it, and got it for free for the first time in years, not only during this war. So that's the only few points I wanted to add, and I'll drop now and go to do my work because I have an important meeting later today. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you for the
I also, it's weird. It's weird that he says that there was just one source. These are multiple sworn statements of workers at GHF who were deposed on different days, and they signed it. So this is sworn testimony and signed and executed.
I signed
days.
Sworn testimony.
Here's
to
July
being killed.
28th, where they declared under penalty of perjury that Tony Aguilar was fired for incompetency. He did not resign. This is someone, by the way, who was in Special Forces with you.
No, they weren't.
That's what he wrote. So yeah, I know Tony Aguilar from my time in Special Forces. I was personally surprised to see him on the operation due to his reputation in the Special Forces community, which is not good.
Dude, I could call 5 people that know you right now. Like, chill.
The names are redacted, but each one of them
Call him up.
9.
Let's talk to him. Because I can tell you the person that wrote that. His name is Johnny Mulford. He was kicked out of the army for lying to the government. He was a parachute maker,
You're
not
giving
Special
information
Forces.
about GHF workers that you shouldn't be giving.
These are Anthony, hold on, please. These are affidavits. These are sworn affidavits from your coworkers, and it would be safer if you didn't give that information on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you're the one that brought it up.
I have his name
He doesn't
redacted.
mind outing his
I didn't
fellow,
say his name.
You don't have his name
You're the one
redacted.
giving
You don't know what
information.
his name is because it was redacted from GHF. You
Yes,
don't know
because
who
they
that is.
wanted
That
to
could be
protect.
anyone.
out his information.
Yes, because they're protecting the information of workers that are still putting their lives on the line at the time to
They're
give
not
food
putting
to
their lives on the line.
Palestinians.
Oh
Yes, they
my
were.
God. Hey, Tango,
Say-
can I have a minute to talk to
you were
Ariel
putting
about
your,
something?
You were putting your life on the line when you were there as well. Hamas was putting you guys all at risk. Everybody here is 9 people sworn testimony. What they witnessed, you do with your coworkers. So it's not just one source; it's multiple sources.
Anonymous sources, which Nick established in the beginning, are not necessarily reliable.
Not anonymous.
These are not anonymous. These are sworn affidavits. Just that the fact that the names are not given to the public is because the public isn't privy to that information.
Okay. So then they're not anonymous. So names not given to the public that give testimony about killing innocent civilians. I guess
Sworn
we should trust.
affidavits under oath. They're under oath.
By
They
who?
give the sworn testimony.
By who?
They signed to penalty or perjury. Under the
Administered
laws of the
by
US
who?
States of America.
Doesn't really matter who it's
They
administered
declared
by
under
because it can
penalty
be
or
held
perjury.
Well,
against
it
you.
does matter because they said in their affidavits that they never saw any warning shots or shootings. It's on video. Y'all are going to refute that now?
Wait, so
that there
you
was never warning
acknowledge-
shots?
Wait, you just acknowledge that these exist and that they do belong to your coworkers.
Right. Well, technically speaking, somebody can say I didn't personally see it, and it can still exist. How many employees were there?
And I can tell you that those 9 affidavits were from people that weren't at the sites, so they wouldn't have seen anything. So how would they know that anything that I saw was true or not?
Okay, well, then technically then it wouldn't be a lie for them to say I didn't see any. But regardless,
sure.
I
My
have to
mom
ask
didn't see
about
anything
this
either.
Even in the sworn
about this,
testimony that they say they saw you at the human aid distribution sites.
Well, that would be impossible because those individuals, I can name them all, weren't at the sites.
Okay, well, that'll come out. It doesn't matter. That's going to come out later. That will come out later in a lawsuit or whatever. I mean, either one.
You do realize that the head of GHF has stepped down in what he called unconscionable reasons, right? Y'all are aware of that. Look it up.
Baby, did he send you the thing yet?
The recent guy, Johnny Moore, the head of the GHF, 2 days ago, stepped down.
Yes, I saw that. Real quick, I have to know because I didn't actually know you were doubling down on the Amir story. So can you clarify?
Quadrupling down.
Okay, fine, fair. Okay, it's okay. Listen, I'm not.
I just wanted to be clear.
Okay, cool, awesome. So my question to you is because you made a lot of videos. I haven't seen everything you've ever done, but I watched a good amount. And there's a lot of times where you talked about before the. I'm assuming you saw the new body cam footage that showed your hand was not the one being kissed. He wasn't the one.
That's not a body cam. That is my iPhone, and it was me that filmed it.
I'm talking about the body cam footage that was released showing you with your iPhone.
From the other contractor?
That's correct. It's definitely body cam for sure. Unless
it's not. It's his iPhone. It's his iPhone tucked into his ammo pouch. But okay,
fine. Regardless, the video. Sure. Yeah, so you saw the video where it was definitely.
Well, I got a 20-foot dick, so let's just make things up.
Listen, if you're saying it's an iPhone, fine, but is that really the point? The point is that the video exists. What are you're gonna get me on a semantic that, oh well, technically it was an iPhone that was plugged. Okay,
y'all
great,
have been doing that all night,
bro. I have not done that to you once. I can't speak for everyone else, but I have not done that once. Okay, it's fine. I don't care if it was a fucking Nokia, dude. The point is that the video exists. All right. So the video shows that yes, a hand was kissed, and he did say thank you, but not to you because you're in the video to the side. So why did you, and I'm just asking, maybe there's an explanation. I've never had the chance to talk to you. Why did you say that multiple times before that body cam, iPhone, whatever was released, showing that that's not true?
I said it then and I'll say it again, because in that video that was released by what source? The Daily Wire. You didn't get the source directly. You got it from the Daily Wire. I don't really care what the source is. The video's real. Well, it's important. You just said Jerez wasn't real, so why would Daily Wire be a real? So
no. Hold on. I didn't say Haaretz wasn't real. If Haaretz releases like names and a video, I will not deny. In fact, I'm pretty sure I told you.
Okay.
When you sent me this drive.
Well, the Daily Wire didn't release the name of this other contractor.
One second. Just let me finish. If I even said to you, if you show me irrefutable proof with the Google Drive you said you'll send me, right, that just shows the IDF slaughtering people, you said there's at least 3 of those videos in the drive, I even said I will condemn that. So I'm not going to, first off, I don't play the game of, well, it's from this source. So, dude, I don't care if it's Al Jazeera. A video is a video, right? If the video shows...
Well, your colleagues earlier today on this site said
I don't care about them, Anthony. I do not speak for them. I don't give a shit what they say, okay? Just as much as they don't give a shit what I say. We're all adults. We all have our ways of debating, questioning, and asking things. I don't care. So have it up with them.
Where he said hold on a second. It was his hand they kissed. Yeah.
Right. So yes, that's the interview I'm referring to, where you're showing that picture, saying that is.
And
my hand. We know that's not your hand because the video exists. I don't care if it's from the Daily Wire.
I have never said in one single
this is from Al Jazeera.
The picture of the boy when he's kissing the hand. I have always said from day one that he kissed the hand of the contractor standing next to me.
No. Please make this break. Please.
Yes, I did.
Got his DNA on your
hand.
Please make this
I have said that from the very beginning.
Can you listen?
That Amir walked up to the contractor and I.
Here's your voice on Al Jazeera.
Anthony Aguilar says he remembers the missing boy very well.
He reaches out and he holds my hand and he kisses my hand. He kisses me, he kisses my hand, and he says,
you literally just said you didn't say that, Anthony.
Yeah.
But
no, he did kiss my hand. He did kiss my hand after he kissed the hand. He walked up to us. He walked up to us and he kissed the hand. And he kissed the hand of the contractor standing next to me. He walked up to us.
Dude, Anthony,
he kissed the hand of the contractor standing next to me.
Can I have a minute to talk
he
to
then
Ariel
turned
about
to me.
something? Hey, Anthony,
he then
shut up.
Came to me.
You already lied.
And then kissed my hand.
No, you pushed him away. You pushed him away.
I didn't push him away.
Video. You not literally like
the video you got from the Daily Wire has 8 seconds that is cut out from the video they have.
It's on Al Jazeera where you stated it.
Said he didn't kiss your hand, and now you're saying he kissed your hand in the video.
He did kiss my hand.
You're admitting to kissing your hand. You just said in Denver kissed your hand.
He kissed the hand of the contractor standing next to me, and then he kissed my hand.
I want to ask you a question about the.
One sec. It's almost done. It's almost done, you guys. It's almost done. 1 sec. So that's the other guy.
Yep.
That's not.
That's the other contractor. That's right.
Right.
Yep.
You touch him. Right.
Yep.
It shows it both sides. You touch him.
Yep.
And then you tell him to go away. It's coming up here soon. It's almost done. Go home. I just heard it. I don't know if you want me to. Did you guys hear it? It's kind of quiet.
No, what you see on the left and what you see on the right is not the same.
1 sec.
Everybody mute, please.
One more time, Nick. We couldn't hear it.
Thank you.
Hold on.
This is a young man here, obviously pretty young. He has food. Go home. Okay? Thank you.
Go home. Thank you. Never says thank you to you once. And he leaves.
Yeah, he did.
Here's the body cam footage.
He thanked us. He thanked us both.
Hold on. He walks away. Are you telling me he comes back after the video?
in that same video sequence, go back and show it again where the part was cut
Can we
out.
play Tango's video again where he says boy kissed his hand?
Exactly. Tell us the play-by-play.
No, he told me. You guys all heard. I'm not letting this gaslighting go away. He said, Nick, I've never said in one interview he kissed my hand. He kissed the guy next to me.
No, Nick. I said in the picture that was shown that was the other contractor's hand. I never said that in the picture it was my hand.
Before the picture, before Tango brought up the picture, you said you never
You're burying yourself, man.
She brought the picture up.
When did he kiss your hand? When did he kiss your hand?
You all think that I'm burying myself as if I have anything to prove to any of you.
Highlight this.
I'm not burying myself with anybody. The rest of the world knows the truth and believes me.
Somebody,
the IDF
lives believe you. Come on, dude.
Even the
IDF killed Amir. The IDF killed Amir on the 28th of May.
Yeah, cool. So can you answer Mohammed's question? When did he kiss your hand? Was it before the video started or after?
No, it was during the video. He came up and kissed the hand of the contractor standing next to me.
The video. He didn't.
When did he kiss your hand? You said your hand.
When did he kiss your hand?
When he turned away. You're even showing the clip where part of it's cut out.
No, he walked away, dude. So you're telling me he turned back around, came back to you, and then touched your face, said thank you in English, and kissed your hand.
Or he blew a kiss towards your hand? Oh, look at that video.
Wait, let's listen to the interview one more time.
He reaches out and he holds my hand, and he kisses my hand.
Yep.
Kisses me. He kisses my hand, and he says shukran. And he collected his items, and he walked back to the group.
None of that happened.
Wait, did he say shukran or did he say thank you in English? Because in one interview you said he said thank you in English.
Wait, Nick, can you play that?
He said shukran to the man.
One sec, Golda, one sec. Did he say shukran or did he say thank you? In
He
English?
said shukran to the contractor standing next to me.
No, you said he said it to you. We just heard it. So when did he say thank you in English? Because in the other interview you said he said thank you and you even made it clear to say in English.
The two videos that you're showing from the Daily Wire cut out 8 seconds of video.
Okay, so that's what Mohammed. That's one sec. That's what Mohammed
said it cut out. What happened?
That is what Mohammed.
That is Al Jazeera of my interview. I'm talking about the video clip that you showed prior to
You
this.
just said that Nick showed it.
So that's what
Nick did show it. That was from Daily Wire, not Al Jazeera.
No, you. Oh my God! Stop. Mohammed asked you because I showed your footage that you released and the body cam, whatever, iPhone 12 from the other.
From what
contractor.
source?
I don't care.
Whatever the
it's
source.
a video.
At that point,
Okay.
footage that we have available.
The source matters.
It came from. What are you saying? You're saying the Daily Wire is an AI? It's not real? I don't care who it's from. It's a real
I am
video.
referring to the source because the Daily Wire in their publication cut out 8 seconds of video.
When you play it again,
One sec. You guys, hold on. So the question is you're saying they cut out 8 seconds. You have your video that shows literally right next to the guy's body cam. They don't have the ability to cut your video. They have the ability to cut whoever gave them the body cam footage. So can you tell us you have that 8 seconds on your phone?
They didn't show the entirety of my video. I
understand. You have it though. I
yes,
got it, Anthony.
of course
so
I do.
Show it to the world. Show it to the world.
All of the media has seen it. Show it to who?
Show it.
Yo,
show it to who?
Hold on, Mohammed. Hold on. You have
the world has seen it. You haven't. So you're saying show it to you?
No, the world has not seen your hand being kissed. The story.
The people that matter. The people that matter and actually have a voice have seen it.
What? No, you said the I got it. You guys, please. I heard you just say that the media has shown
Nick
your hand being kissed.
Yes.
Which media? I'll pull it up right now.
Pull it up.
Sure. Tell me which one. Was it your BBC article? Nope. I saw that video. I saw your Tucker Carlson interview.
I think after today I have done 102 interviews. So pull them up.
Great. Which one do you show this magical 8 seconds? And does he? And also answer this question: did he kiss
look
your
at that
hand
right there?
before-
Whose hand is that?
I will pull it up. So
that's the one when you put your hand on his shoulder to say, "Hey, are you okay?"
Correct.
Yeah.
He never kissed your hand or said
And the
shukran
second
or thank you.
He did. As I reached out, he had kissed my hand, and I placed my hand on his shoulder. He
Okay,
kissed
let's
my
watch
hand
it again.
exactly,
Let's watch it again.
exactly
Again.
as he kissed the hand of the contractor next
Watch
to me.
it again. Put me on the big screen.
Hey, and while you're at
So
it,
all the facts align. That's May 28th. This young
Let's watch
boy.
it again. Let's watch it again. Let's watch it again. So that's the other contractor. Do you
That's
agree?
the contractor. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
good. Still hasn't kissed your hand. Do you agree? Want to go 1 point at a time. Do you agree? He hasn't kissed your hand.
Let's go.
Okay, so I just want to make sure you agree.
Up to this point.
So far, has not kissed your hand and has not
In that
said
right
shukran.
there, in that picture.
Hold on, I'm
right-
not done.
the
It's not done. It's
Shut
not
up, Nick.
done.
The picture you're
It's
showing on the
not-
left. It
it's-
is.
it's
You said
not-
you wanted to go point by point. You said you wanted to go point by point.
I'm going
This is
point
why
by
you don't want me to
point.
talk.
Okay,
Because
go
in
ahead.
that picture,
Stop,
right
Mohammed,
there,
stop
Nicholas,
talking.
he is kissing my hand.
Where?
You can't see it because it's cut off.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking
That
about,
picture,
dude?
that picture that you're showing up there is obviously not the
That's
same
you
cut
touching
of the
his
picture on the bottom.
face.
Bro, that's
You just
your
go
hand.
go back to the split screen you had, Nick.
Sure.
You just touched his
one.
face.
Sure,
Right
I'll
there.
put you
Why
in.
don't you show that bottom one all the way through?
This is the best you can see.
Guys, I got it.
Yeah.
Guys, I got it.
Someone
1
who
second.
lies and says he was at his.
You don't got anything,
I got
Nick.
it. I got
You're a
Stop
liar.
screaming, Anthony.
That is why nobody respects your
Why are
platform,
you
Nick.
screaming? You guys, stop talking. I got it.
You're cutting it out right there. There's
I'm
the
not
evidence.
cutting it.
The
I'm
proof.
about to play.
Yes,
Have
you are.
agreed to this point? He has not kissed your hand yet. To this point, do you agree?
Nick,
He
I'm
kissed
telling
my
you to
hand
move the
already in
sticker,
that
please.
bottom cut.
Okay, can you move the sticker? Thank you. Okay, so far he has not kissed your hand. We are about
He did
halfway
in that
through.
picture on that bottom cut.
Wait, you want me to go back? Right here?
Sure.
Or back more?
Frame by frame.
Okay, sure. We'll go frame by frame.
Yep.
So
Oh,
he
look,
hasn't
okay.
okay. To you yet.
That
it's kinda
frame
hard.
on the top left is not in sequence to the frame on the bottom.
No,
You're cutting off two different pieces.
Dude, Anthony, I understand.
Okay.
I'm going 1 point at a time here, so we're gonna play. Okay, so you're
Yep,
touching
right there. As I reached out, he kissed my hand.
Wrong.
The picture on the left. is
Not wrong.
this is
That's
hand
not the
right
same.
now.
It's not the
You see
same
the whole
cut.
entire hand.
That is not the same cut. You can even tell by the shadow of us standing there that it's not the same cut.
Look, for an angle.
I agree. This one, hold on, you guys, I got it. This one
the
is a
shadow.
tiny bit. I got it. This one's a
Yeah.
tiny bit behind. So we're looking. We see your hand just touched.
It's
him for
a
the first
different
time.
timeline.
I'm aware, but my point is,
I
this
reached
is
my
your-
right hand out. As I was reaching my right hand out, he kissed my hand just like he
let's
did the
see
other
it.
contractor.
Okay,
and then I
let's
placed
see
my
it.
hand on his
Okay,
shoulder.
Let's see it. Okay, let's see it. I'm going frame by frame here. So he's coming up to you. So, and I agree with you. This is a tiny bit behind. So you see your hand go first in this
It's
one.
not just a tiny bit behind, it's a different cut.
What? You're saying this one is cut?
Yes.
This is your video. This is not the Daily
one's not.
Wire one.
Why would
This
anyone
is
cut
the
your hand
Daily
getting
Wire
kissed?
one, you genius. This is yours.
They were both
This is the
cut
one you
together by the
released.
Daily Wire.
This was the one you released, dude. This is yours. This isn't even the
I
Daily
am
Wire
speaking
one.
about the way they have edited it.
Show us the one that's not edited. It's your video.
Dude, this
Open
is
it up on
yours.
I do have the unedited video. I have the unedited video.
So send it to
Wait,
Nick,
1
please.
second, 1 second.
Why would I
guys,
send
look.
it to Nick?
Open
One
it up.
sec.
Just said you would
One
share the
sec,
Google
one
Drive
sec.
with
We're
him.
gonna go frame by frame. He still has not reached over to kiss. We can't see his
My
hand.
hand is already there.
Yes, but
Yep.
but his lips
his-
never moved to the side. Look, I'll go again. Hold on,
his
you
lip-
guys.
his
Hold
head
on.
never turned.
Hold on. Look.
His head turned.
No, look.
Yep, right there as my hand's coming in.
Right, and his
Play
lips
the
are
whole thing.
still in screen. And
Play
his
the
lips are
rest.
still in screen. Lips
He's
are
going
still
frame
in
by
screen.
frame.
Stop. One
Play the
sec.
rest.
Lips are still in screen. Lips are still in screen. Now he's saying something.
Nah,
Maybe that's where he
right
said
there. And
stop.
where's my hand?
Now
And
your
where's my
hand is
right hand?
moving away.
And look how
Stop.
his chin is reaching
Stop.
over. Right
His
there.
chin is not reaching over. He's still in the very
No.
much. He's looking up. He's looking
You
up.
can
Look,
see
watch.
the shadow of his face on my hand in the
You
shadow.
see his lips.
No.
His
Yeah.
head looks up. You can see it right here. It's pointed up
Right
now.
there.
See?
Look at
Up,
where my hand
up.
is, and look at
Up.
where my hand is on the shoulder. Right
Up.
there. I have the
Then
rest
look,
of that video
your
showing that it
hand
was.
still-
Why did they cut it out? That's not how the video was edited. Yes, they did.
Up. It didn't go to the side.
Why not? Why didn't they show the whole video?
Nick, back up.
It's your video.
Back up 2 seconds because you can see.
They edited it, not me.
So you're saying, wait,
One second.
1 second. Where is you're saying they cut it even though you can see there's no cut? Because when there's a cut in a video, you can tell. But you're saying they cut it. This is
How can you tell, Nick?
What do you mean?
So let me guess. In all of your skills, you're also a photo.
I'm a
prop person?
photographer. I'm a photographer.
Okay, so then how do you tell, Golda?
Because you can tell when there's a cut.
How?
And also, wait,
how can you tell when there's a cut?
Because you can see it. But also, if Nick goes back just a few.
What do you mean you can see it?
Hold on 1 second. Right there. Nick, go forward 1 frame. Okay, where his hand is, you can see the kid's chin.
Right there.
Go forward 1 frame. You can still see.
As
his
I brought
lips.
my hand up, he had kissed my hand.
No, because
He just
his chin
randomly
is
went at it like a bite.
His chin is
It's
still
so
facing.
convenient.
Stop, please.
That's where they cropped it.
Sir, I have not interrupted you this entire time. Please stop screaming.
Oh, you've.
Okay, I literally been muted this whole time.
This is so funny.
His chin is in the same direction. If Nick goes forward 1 frame, you see his lips enter the frame. Go 1 more.
Yeah.
1 more. Yeah, see his chin is he never changed the direction of his chin, and you can see that in
Yes,
the
he
shadow.
did. He turned his
No,
chin
he
slightly
didn't.
to the left and kissed my hand. Yes, he did. I was there. I saw it.
Oh my God, you're such a liar.
Look, right there.
His chin's
No,
up
he
still.
looked back.
It's up. You can even see it in the shadow how he's facing
As
up.
my hand is coming towards him, he kisses my hand.
Bro, you can see his chin
And
up.
on the 28th of May,
Hey, Anthony,
on
I
the
have a question
28th
for
of
you.
May,
Can I ask you a question,
See it
Anthony?
in the
he kissed the hand of the
shadow.
contractor next to me, and then he kissed my hand.
Maybe you're.
And after he received
he changed his story here.
his meager
his face is
meager
up.
scraps of
His face is
food
up.
to a child who's starving with no shoes on, and you forced him to walk 12 kilometers.
Sure.
The IDF then gunned him down along with others.
Wow.
Can you
Killed
make this-
him and others.
Can you make this big, because he tells a different story here? Just can everybody see on Nick's that the child is still holding stuff in his arms, right, Nick? He's still holding
Yeah.
stuff in his arms.
He was holding stuff in his arms the whole time.
Okay, can we please make this big? Thank you.
And he doesn't speak English, and I don't speak Arabic. But the connection we had looking at each other, he felt for the first time in a long time that there was someone that cared.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
right.
got down on a knee.
Oh,
and
no,
he
you
came
didn't.
in to his level.
No, you
And
didn't.
the items
I
he had
did.
in his hand, he touched them down on the ground.
No, he didn't. No, you
And he
sat him down on the
hands,
ground.
raises his hands, and they're small, fragile.
Small
you can
hands,
see
fragile
bones, sticking,
bones.
just the bones through the skin. And he places his hands on my face.
Oh, he
kissed
did?
me. And he said, he looked at me in the eyes and he says, "Thank you."
When did he put
Okay,
his hand
can
on
you
your
please
face?
play, Nick? Can you please play your video again so we can see where both of his hands end up touching the face of the child, and he put the child puts the stuff on the ground, and then
Yeah.
can
Let's look
you
at it.
show that again? Yeah, let's
when he
see.
gets down on his knees too. He said he got down on his
Yeah,
knees.
and just let's
Jesus.
watch the shadow there to see if we see the truth.
Hey, I just want to remind everyone that he said something about he had.
One sec, Zaddy. One sec. Never gets on his knees, still standing.
And the guy. And
How do you know I'm not kneeling?
Holding the stuff, right? The kiddo's still holding stuff in his hands. Correct.
If you said you were kneeling to
Did
get
you
to
say,
his
how do
level,
you
you're
know I'm not
pointing.
kneeling?
1 second.
That's
One
what it
second.
says.
The way we know you're not kneeling is because of the shadow, and also you're pointing the camera down. You said you kneeled
When
to get
he
to
was
his
walking
level.
up to me,
Come on, he's got.
If you were kneeling, you would at least be at eye level.
so there, yeah. When he
And so
walked
he's
up to
looking
us, I was
up.
already kneeling.
What?
Look, not kneeling.
It's disgusting that the
Not
collective
kneeling.
group
No, stop
of you
interrupting. When did
are-
he touch your face? When did he touch your face? Hands are still covering.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see if he touches your face. What? Oh, wait, he's walking away. When did he touch your face,
Yep.
Anthony?
And then we
never even touched you.
Why did you cut the video?
Small, fragile hands.
Well, here's the dude.
What's
If
your video?
you're telling me okay, so let me ask. I'm going to ask you a question. So you're saying he didn't touch your face then, but the video cut. So did he turn back around and come back to you to touch your face?
I walked to where he was and
Okay.
followed
And
him
that
back to
video
the group.
exists. That video exists not on Daily Wire, but a different article. You're saying.
I don't know if it existed in an article. I have it. Other people have seen it. You didn't ask about the holding of the face. You asked about him kissing my hand.
You said, I did. You said they cut 8 seconds, right? You said they cut 8 seconds. You said that, correct?
I did say that.
Okay, and I said, so in the 8 seconds, it's going to prove that the stuff that you said happened. You said that as well.
Yeah.
So, and then I asked you later.
You were talking about the context of him kissing my hand.
Don't interrupt me. Then you said the 8 seconds exist in one of your 100 interviews. And now you're saying, well, I don't actually know if it does or doesn't. So can you send that to me on top of the Google Drive? Because if it does, I'll make a video just for you.
Of
if
me
it
walking
does exist,
away.
Anthony, I promise you right now, if it does exist and you send that video with your Google Drive, him kissing your hand and touching your face like you said with both his hands, I will make a video saying Anthony was telling the truth about at least this, and I will show it. I promise you.
Can you make sure the video has this as well? Just hold on. Just listen to what he says here.
And I looked and I got down on my knees, where I'm looking at him in the eyes, and then I say to him, I said, people care.
So can you see in that video? Because we heard the video as well. We heard him say, "Go home." Can you let me know if he sends you the video and you have Anthony saying?
And if you do,
people
Anthony,
care?
I swear on my child, I will make the video saying, "Hey, Anthony sent this to me. I verified it. Here's the video. It's true." I
got a
swear
question.
I will make the video.
Check this out real quick.
Serious.
As long as it shows what you said, as long as one sec, let me make this promise. Let me make this promise real quick. Let me make this promise. Let me make this promise real quick. If it shows what you said, and you said you're going to send me a Google Drive, I don't know if it's already in the drive or if you have to send that separately, I will make a video straight up telling you, or telling my audience, and anyone who sees it, that Anthony, at least at this, has proven this to be true. Here it is. I swear.
Hold on. There's more. Sorry. He said 3 things. Just so if you can listen for it in his video, it's...
Looking at him in the eyes.
Just real quick.
And then I say to him, I said, people care.
Yep.
America cares. You're not going to be forgotten.
No, it's fine. Anthony said it's after the part that's cut out. If he's telling the truth, I'll make a video.
Care.
May I speak for a moment?
He doesn't speak English and I don't speak Arabic.
Do you understand my comments?
Looking at each other, he felt for the first time in a long time that there was someone that cared.
There's no break where you say the child goes away. This is in the same moment where he grabs your face, kisses you, and you say those 4 sentences to him. I just want.
I didn't realize that in any of my interviews that the goal of that was to convince you.
It's just about.
Just to lie to the general public, apparently.
It's just about credibility.
I didn't
when the
lie
story
to the
changes.
general public. And
I can go find your other interviews, and we can get to the part of the video. So I've shown you 2 now.
Go to all of the interviews.
Hey, Anthony, I have a question for you. Quick.
I mean,
guys, Muhammad's been dying to ask a question.
Anthony, I have a question for you. You made mention earlier when I was listening that you basically said that there were Jews in Gaza that you saw one at the GHF getting food, and I know you wear Magen David because you said you wear the Star of David. So my question to you is, this Jewish person that you saw getting aid from the GHF, how did they look like? How were they Jewish presenting for you to identify them as being a Jew getting aid?
They were wearing a Magen David.
And there's thousands of people that have been waiting to get food with knives and all types of stuff because they have to protect themselves against gangs, right? So if they see a Jewish person, right? If they see a Jewish person there, are they not going to think that he's a spy? Or something going on? So how did you identify...
I don't think they thought that at all.
Hold on, let me finish the question. How did you identify that this Jewish person, or was it a family that was getting aid at the GHF? Can you explain that to me, please? Were they at the front of the line, at the back of the line? Where did you see these people?
There were no lines.
There were no lines. Okay, so where did you see these people?
On the distribution side as part of the mass group, this man and his seemingly what I assume what is his family walked up to where I was and looked at, we were having a kind of a conversation with our hands, kind of, because he was asking for more, said there was no more food, and I said that we didn't have any more to distribute, and he had shown his on his necklace that he was wearing, and he said, he's like, I am Jewish, and I mean, the man was wearing it. Why was I supposed to stop and interrogate him?
Mohammed, why would they have not taken them hostage? Like, I'm just so confused.
Well, maybe
Everybody
they
that's around
stole
him?
it on 10-7, dude.
Guys, hold on. Al, listen, Anthony, I don't think you understand. You're clearly not an expert in the Middle East at all. Mohammed, eat him up. Like, There are no Jews.
I never claimed to be an expert. All I said was
in Gaza.
This individual. Okay,
fabricated from.
It's not about eating up. It's not about.
Oh, so now everything I've said is fabricated.
Video, personally, I was distraught.
There's
like
no
everybody
such
else,
thing
right? When I
as
heard that
Jewish
this guy's still alive,
Palestinians, and not especially not in Gaza. Like what the. Dude, like at least do your.
So there were never Jews. There were never Jews in Gaza.
There's no Jews in Gaza.
Not during this time period.
Unless they're
There were never Jews in
Not
Gaza.
since
Straw man. He never
2005.
said straw man argument. He never
said that the guy came up and
ever
got
was Jews. He's saying there's no Jews in present tense.
No, the word he
No,
said
that's
was
not what he
never.
said, Nick, he is claiming that he met Jews that are Palestinians in Gaza. That is exactly what he said multiple times, even before he even got here.
Yes, there were Jews in Gaza at one point, but since 2005, when they didn't just take out the Jews, they even dug up the bones out of the cemeteries and took those with them, of the Jewish cemeteries in Gaza. They took all that with them. There has not been any Jews other than hostages or IDF.
Hold on, Anthony, I have a question for you. So you said
Everyone knows this, by the way. This is basic.
How does that? So
Anthony, one second.
The individual that came to me.
Go ahead, Anthony.
He was lying
to you. He told you he was Jewish. Do you think maybe he was trying to get food or something? You know, since he was at the end of the line, because apparently
that's why I don't think it's worth having this argument. Because hypothetically, if Anthony's telling the truth about this individual, that could just be a guy just trying to say, "Yeah, I'm Jewish." That doesn't make him Jewish.
That is a huge leap that anyone would even bother trying to do that because of the.
I can't imagine someone would do that here. You know what's funny? You know what's interesting is many of the people that invaded on October 7th were not Hamas. They were civilians. And you know what the civilians did more than Hamas? They looted a lot of the kibbutzim down south. So that Magen Davidi showed you, if you're telling the truth, probably came from a Jewish home's family that they looted. Because I doubt they're selling them in the markets, Anthony.
Hold on. So, Anthony, I have a question for you.
Who knows? I mean, I don't know the shopping habits.
1 second. You made mention that you had been retired for 6 months prior to getting recruited. What were you doing prior in that 6 months? Where were you serving? Or
I said I've been retired for 6 months as of now. I got called in May. I had been retired for 2 months.
You didn't get a call. Anyway, hey, Mohammed, can I jump in on this one?
I did get a call. UG Solutions called me.
So you were retired for 2 months from doing what?
Actually, he's been retired for 7 months. He told me earlier he retired in March.
Okay, so at the point where you got called by UGS, how long
so
were you
as of today,
for?
7 months, Nick. Ooh, semantics.
When you got hired at the UGS, how long had you been retired for before they called you
up? About a little over 2 months.
Okay. What were you doing prior?
I was in the Army.
You just decided, hey, it's cool, let me go to Gaza?
No, I didn't just decide, cool, it's hey for me to go to Gaza. I was called by UGS and specifically requested.
But you say now that you get enough money, more money than you made working and all that. Were you making that money at the point of retirement?
What are you talking about?
Okay, you told the guy earlier that you were talking to, Matthew. You said, "Hey, I actually have a pretty good retirement or pension, whatever it is that you get, right? That you have more money now than you did when you were actually working." Is that what you said earlier?
Between my retirement and my VA from the day I got out of the Army, yes.
Yes, so the day you got out of the Army, you're well-funded, you're good, and then you retire, and then 2 months later, you decide to go to Gaza. Why did you decide to do that?
UG Solutions called me and offered me the opportunity, so I felt it going that I could actually help and do some good.
BS. Oh, my God. Mohammed, are you ready? Can I break this down?
Go ahead.
Okay. So first off, and I'm not even going to address Anthony, Ariel, because I'd rather talk to Ariel about this because he was asking those questions earlier. Check this out. So I know Constellus, I know Triple Canopy, I even know UG Solutions. I know how all this recruiting process works. I've been at multiple levels of these companies in the past and have talked to them recently. So I want everyone to understand, like, he's trying to make this sound like the movies where, hey, I'm the special ops guy who just got out.
Nope.
They called me specific. Shut up, dude. And they called me.
Wow, that's, you know what? Hey, Nick,
you can't fool
I'll talk
me.
to you later.
You need to shut up. You need to
It
shut
is
up.
apparent to me that you're all just
I need to
shallow
finish
assholes.
this.
Nikki,
Hey,
just 1 second.
anyway,
Nikki,
so
let's not scare him off.
Okay, let's not scare him off. But
You're
here's
not
the
scaring me off. It's just I've been on here.
Oh my God,
I've been
Anthony,
on your
be
platform.
quiet and let me
going
speak.
on.
Anthony, we really do appreciate your time, but let's let.
I have
Nikki
gone
just
through
get
the
his
recruiting
question
process
out.
with UG Solutions as well. Oh my God, dude. Anyway,
Anthony, real quick, one sec. Anthony, if you're listening, please follow me. You can come to my live. I will just do one-on-one with you. I have no problem. I listen. I don't listen. I get it, Zaddy, but I don't want him having an excuse to leave. So Anthony Aguilar, feel free to come to my live sometime. Obviously not tonight. I'm going to bed. But go ahead, Zaddy. He's already gone.
Here's the live